and other bonus programs. Build a better career today with great team culture at Gaina Trucking. Learn more and apply today at GainaTrucking.com.
Looking for a financial partner that truly makes a difference? Modern Woodman is a member-owned fraternal financial services organization. We can help you plan for all stages of life, from protection to saving to retirement. We also offer member benefits, social activities, and volunteer opportunities to help your family and community.
I'm Sean Erickson, your Modern Woodman representative in Lincoln. Call me at 402-483-6515 to start the conversation.
Modern Woodman of America, touching lives, securing futures.
Hi, I'm Jake from Lexington.
I'm Ellen from Ogallala.
My name's Ray from Sydney.
Hello, I'm Jenny from McCook.
Ryan from Lincoln here.
And I'm Steve from Omaha.
And we've all got one thing in common.
We all love trucks.
Which means we all want to win one of the 8th grade 2025 Ford F-150 XLT trucks in Trucks and Bucks from the Nebraska Lottery.
So I guess that means we have 2 things in common.
Well, I love playing Trucks and Bucks.
3 things in common.
And we're all from Nebraska.
Sounds like 4.
And I think the gray color of the trucks this year is beautiful.
5 things.
Guys, I just want to go to a Nebraska Lottery retailer, buy some tickets, and start playing today.
There's 6.
I like turnips.
I guess we stop at 6.
Trucks and Bucks, your Nebraska Lottery's most popular scratch ticket is back. Top prize odds are 1 in 336,000. Ford F-150 is a registered trademark owned and licensed by Ford Motor Company.
At Fairway Meat Market, your family, and as part of the family, they want to save you money on your meat and groceries. Now, through April 6th, enjoy all-natural, thick-cut bone-in pork chops for $2.48 per pound, all-natural boneless chicken breasts $2.99 per pound, 5-ounce portions of tuna steak, mahi-mahi, or swordfish for $3.99 each, and Busch Light 30 racks just $17.99 each when you purchase 2. That's all at Fairway Meat Market in the Rockledge Square Shopping Center, just south of 84th and Van Dorn. At Parkview Animal Hospital in Lincoln, it's not just their professional care that sets them apart, but their warm staff and state-of-the-art facilities. Whether it's for a routine checkup or a comprehensive medical procedure, at Parkview, your pet isn't just another number, but a valued member of their caring family. Visit them at pahlincoln.com today and in person just south of 14th and Pine Lake Road. Parkview Animal Hospital, your pet, their passion for happier, healthier, furry friends.
Take control of your health with the DASH scan at Advanced Medical Imaging. The DASH scan is a full-body MRI designed for advanced health screening. This dynamic approach provides exceptionally sharp images across multiple organ systems, helping to detect potential concerns early. With minimal radiation and no invasive procedures, the DASH scan offers a safe, comprehensive look at your health. Plus, results are delivered faster than ever, giving both patients and physicians confidence in screening and diagnosis. Your health is too important to wait. Schedule your DASH scan today at Advanced Medical Imaging. Visit amimaging.com or call 402-484-6677 to learn more.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Brought to you by Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
We have a cloudy and windy day on tap for your Tuesday. A wind advisory will be in effect this afternoon. Wind gusts up around 40 miles an hour will be possible. We'll get up to 63 for a high temperature before some thunderstorms roll in, some of which could be strong to severe. Main threats would be for some large hail and some strong wind gusts. 64 for a high tomorrow. I'm meteorologist Aaron Dowden for 93.7 The Ticket and TicketFM.com.
Are you a skilled mechanic looking for your next big opportunity? Constructors is hiring. We're looking for experienced mechanics to join our family-owned team. We offer competitive wages, great benefits, brand new service trucks, OEM-level diagnostic software, and career growth opportunities. Positions include lead and A-level mechanics for our shop and multiple field technicians. If you're driven and ready to grow with a company that's been around since 1908, apply today at constructorslincoln.com. Attention all Wings fans. Buffalo Wings and Rings has daily specials that will make you want to stop in on all days of the week. Kids eat free on Mondays, and on Tuesdays, enjoy 89-cent boneless or traditional wings at a price that makes the whole family happy. And come back on Wednesdays for $1.29 chicken tenders all day long. Get to Buffalo Wings and Rings today on 68th and O or in Williamsburg Village.
You don't have to cross your fingers when digging into the ground this spring. Start every project with a call to Nebraska 811 so utilities like LES can mark their buried lines and you can avoid injury and power outages.
It's the two-fingered wave on a gravel road. It's letting the kids take dad's truck to prom. It's Friday nights under the lights of a hometown football field. Eustace Body Shop knows small towns. It's where our values are rooted. We treat our people right, and in turn, they treat you, our customer, right. And we give back to our communities. Not much more small town than that. Eustace Body Shop, small town service, big city technology.
The most recommended Eustace Body Shop. That's who we are.
What's going on, fans? This is Lexi Rodriguez, four-time All-American at Nebraska and now proud member of Omaha's newest professional team, Love Omaha Volleyball. League One Volleyball is bringing the heat this year. Don't miss your chance to see Olympians, national players, and national champions right here in Omaha from now through April. We can't wait to see you cheering us on in the stands. Visit lovboma.com to buy single match tickets to see me and Love Omaha Volleyball in action this season. Go Big Green.
Welcome to The Drive with AD Raff and Ahman Green. Former Husker football national champion, speaker, and author, Aaron Davis.
Nebraska will win the national championship. The Cornhuskers beat Miami. It is history, 13-0. And bring that trophy back to Lincoln.
Former Arena Football League quarterback, former head coach of the Capital City Crush, and guru of Husker football history, Chris Raff.
25 straight wins for the Cornhuskers. One of the most dominating stretches in college football history.
We may have seen one of the best teams in the history of college football tonight.
12-year NFL veteran.
He's got some speed to go with strength.
Huskers and Green Bay Packers Hall of Famer.
Shovel pass to Green into Vikings territory. Finally brought down.
And University of Nebraska East Sports coach, Ahman Green.
Look at Green all by himself. 20, 10, touchdown.
Sponsored by Doors Plus on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Folks, it is Tuesday. It is a cloudy, overcast, and a kind of chilly Tuesday here in the capital city. We got the international traveler that's back in town. He has been all over the place, Dallas a number of times for some particular reason, but he's back. Nick Swim is in the house. What's up, brother?
What's up, gentlemen? Good to be back. It's good to be back. Went to the same place 2 weeks in a row. Here we are. It's been a good time. So we're back. The Rangers Stadium's awesome. I'll say it again. Our ballpark, Globe Life, one of the coolest ballparks ever. That whole area in Arlington's sweet.
It's a lot down there, man.
It's awesome.
I want to talk more about your trip, the things you got to see and do. You got to see a lot of cool things, too, Nick, which was really cool. It's good to have you back, Dave. We got Jeff Essink in the house, co-owner of Farrell's Extreme Body Shaping with 2 locations here in town. We have one over the Middle Lane area right off of Vine Street, 70th Vine, isn't it, Jeff?
Yep, 70th Vine, Meadow Lane.
If you love Honest Abe's, you know exactly where Farrell's is at.
I'll tell you what, that little strip mall there is there is Val's, Honest Abe's, there's ice cream, there's Chinese, there's a bar. I mean, there's everything you possibly. It's not, well, and they do have rutabagas over there, which is kind of a healthy place, but it's just, you leave the gym on Friday nights and the smell of Honest Abe's is just like, you've got to be kidding me.
That's
you just get put in trance.
That place is like a church located in a red light district.
It's just, yeah, it's
temptation.
It's crazy. Right. I do have a question for Nick. No, in Dallas, did you go see South Fork Ranch?
No.
Raff
very disappointed.
Why is that? What is South Fork Ranch?
South Fork Ranch of J.R. Ewing in the show Dallas.
That I had no idea, and I did not even consider that to be an option.
Oh my gosh, that's the highlight of a trip to Dallas, right, Raff?
Yeah,
I agree, 100%.
That's right. It's not the first time that Raff's been disappointed in me, and it's not going to be the last either. So it all works out.
Jerry's World.
I saw that. I saw Jerry's World. I saw that.
You're right next to Jerry's World.
Yeah. I was right next to Jerry's World. That whole area is right next to each other. It's awesome. I will. Mm-hmm. I say this every single time we come back from. I come back from a big city. It's that it is so much easier to get around in a place like Dallas, and it reminded me a lot of like Scottsdale, Phoenix, that area where everything's just 20 minutes from each other. Dallas is 20 minutes away from Arlington. Arlington's 20 minutes away from Fort Worth. It's just. you just hop on the interstate, you go 75. Well, the speed limit's 60, and everybody goes 78.
No, so in Texas, they going 80 and 90.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, shoot, I was going 79 in the 60, and the cop sped by me. And so I was like, okay, here we go.
They don't do the speed limit.
Oh, no. And it's okay. You know what?
It's a race everywhere.
Then I come back here, and we got people going, 55 on I-80, and it's like, okay, let's keep it moving here. Driving Miss Daisy out here. So,
Rafferty, what's looking like in Huntsville for the heat check, man?
Oh, we're sitting at about 60 degrees right now and sunny. AD, I was going to April Fool's you and say there was breaking news and the Steelers were signing Aaron Rodgers, but I couldn't even do that to you, brother.
You know what? I was up very early this morning, and I knew right away that people were going to be coming, different people for different, the sports, the TV. So anything I read today, I'm just like, first of all, we should be like that every day. Question everything you read. It should just be on April 1st as far as that goes. But nevertheless, I'm expecting everything, Raff. I'm just like, source, research, deny, reject, whatever it may be. So, yeah.
I did not expect Tiger Woods, though. That was surprising. Love is giving him one heck of a sense of humor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. I thought he was getting off of social media.
So, Raff, what's the weather like there in Houston, man?
Oh, Huntsville. It's in the 60s.
You there?
Yeah.
Well, you said Houston.
You said Houston.
Houston,
Well, Huntsville, the H-town.
I said Raff. You wasn't talking about Houston.
Well, you said Houston, and you already asked me, and I said,
Raph, I could tell you threw you off. Come on.
It's April Fool's Day. I'm a little rusty. I've been up all night. I mean, I've been battling. I mean, this fatherhood thing. Wow. I'll tell you what.
Tell us the news. You put it online, so tell us the news, man.
We got a baby French bulldog, and he's tenacious. That's for sure. Going up against Lola, the 80-pound boxer, but together they'll find love.
Rav, you named him Link. Is that going to be the nickname for him?
Yep. We settled on Oswald, Lincoln, Raff, and Ozzy for short.
Oswald? Where did Oswald?
Yeah. Did you mean to say Oswald?
Yeah, Oswald. Yep.
Okay. I'm like Oswald.
AG, you and I both. I heard Oswald, and I'm like,
hold up. Yeah, I was like, hold up, Oswald. They go back.
Yeah, okay. I've heard Oswald. I've heard Ozzy. I've heard Oz, but I've never heard Oswald. It's a little unique.
I've got a face for TV, not a voice for radio. I just try to make it happen as much as I can.
AG, is the wind subsided at all in Vegas?
Yeah, a little bit. It's 50 degrees right now, so it wasn't really that bad, really. So I guess they just put it out there because it's something that happens here in the desert. Because there's no mountain, not a lot. I mean, there is mountains, but I guess there's nothing, stopping the wind pushing through the city or pushing through the outskirts. So,
absolutely. Hey, how long are you there?
Till tomorrow morning. I leave. I think my flight's around 10. Get back home around 3. Nice. Then jumping on the road again. So this is going to be a fun April for me.
We're already in April, guys.
Yep. Yeah, I'm in Vegas today. Get home, Houston tomorrow. Then Thursday morning, I'll be flying to Milwaukee. So back to Wisconsin for a thing called the Midwest Gaming Classic. So an event that I've been trying to go to for years, but always missed the dates. And it's right in downtown Milwaukee, and it's basically a whole bunch of guys like me and guys and girls like me that want to play video games, hang out, talk video games, all that fun stuff like that. So.
Maybe while you're down there, you can help out their baseball team. Am I right, Jeff?
Yeah.
Bad.
They're struggling a little bit,
but I'm just saying they're a bad baseball team. 0-4.
Oh, this early. It's how many was it? What's it? 82 games. So they're where they had 78. They got 78 to go. They'll be good. They'll be okay.
They have 178 to go.
Oh, 100. Yeah, I was thinking 82. I'm thinking NBA. I was thinking 158. Yeah, I was thinking NBA numbers. I was like 82. No,
season's over.
No, yeah, they got 168 games. They'll be good.
It'll be all right. Well, folks, we got Jeff Essick in the house. Jeff, man, it's good to see you this morning, man.
Good to see you.
Glad you were able to make it. Always like to have you come in and talk about the new 10-week session is going to be get up. Tell us about it. When's the next 10-week starting up, brother?
So the spring 10-week challenge starts April 12th. So we're just about a week and a half away from that. So for those who don't know about Farrell's, we do 10-week challenges. We have classes 6 days a week. We have a perfect mixture of cardio and strength training. We do kickboxing Monday, Wednesday, Friday, strength training Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday. So I'm already done with my lower body workout for the day. So my legs are a little wobbly, but it's all good. It's fun wobbly.
Jeff,
you knocked out leg day, baby. That's it.
Absolutely.
You knocked out leg day.
One of the most important days of the week, right?
It is. Leg day is priority number one.
But it's usually the highest skip day.
It is. I'm like, people skip leg days. What's wrong, man? You don't want calves, hams, and quads? Like, what's wrong with y'all?
I don't know.
You know, it's something as you get older. I remember talking to my dad, and my dad, obviously, he was on his legs and feet a lot, but he was like, man, if you don't, and Coach Osborne as well, the times I would see him, but he's like, hey, take care of your lowers. You got to take care of your lower body. That's what I miss the most about not being able to do it yet, but it'll be coming sooner. It'll be coming sooner. It'll be coming sooner.
So explain that. Why is it so important to take care of the legs? For those that don't know,
go ahead. Jeff, go ahead. I'm going to talk about this so you can explain why they don't skip leg day. It's
why not skip leg day?
Okay, so I feel like the reason why people skip leg day is because it's not as fun, right?
It's not.
It's painful. Let's just be real. It's painful. Leg day is painful, and nobody wants to deal with that. Let's just be real. So.
Like you at Farrell's, you kickbox, you punch the bag, you kick. I mean, those are just energy's so high. The music's loud. Sweat's flying all over. You're just, everybody's excited, and then you come. I always compare it to like leg day is like practice, right, for football. Like it's not as exciting as the games, but you win most of the games during practice.
It's the foundation,
right?
Absolutely.
I think it's because
calories.
Yeah, it's about burning calories all throughout the rest of the day. When you're working those big muscle groups, your quads and hamstrings versus your, shoulders, and because you're using your legs every day. Yeah, absolutely.
You know, one of my fraternity brothers is a doctor, and he was telling me that his patients, and this is crazy, but it's just research. It's the truth that those who, as far as their core and their their foundation, their legs, he goes, those are the ones they recover quickly, just from various operations because they're able to actually get up and walk around.
Right.
He goes, those who have been dormant don't use their legs, don't do leg conditioning, or you don't have to go in there and lift the gym. Yeah. Just do something on your legs, just far as, sustainability and functionality. Jeff, with that being said, you want to talk about the 3 phases, man.
So the three parts of Farrell's is we do cardio, strength training, and nutrition. So all of us sitting here know that, and I think I talked about the last time I was on the show. Order of most fun: kickboxing, strength training, eating healthy. Order of importance: nutrition, strength training, kickboxing, right? So we have those 3 phases that's what's been Farrell's has been based on for the last 22 years. And our nutrition program is not a, cutting carbs, cutting calories, eating 800 calories a day. We want you to eat to fuel your body. Because once you start Farrell's, you are now an athlete. Even though might not feel like an athlete, if you're working out 5-6 days a week, you're an athlete. So you need to be fueling your body. If I'm, we talk about Honest Abe's, if I'm hitting up Honest Abe's after leg day, that's not good recovery protein, right?
Unless you do a veg sandwich, you do what's the veggie? Is it black bean burger patty or whatever?
I don't want that.
So let's just choose something else. If I go to a restaurant,
you're not trying, Nick. You're not trying enough, homie.
Well, I'm not going to. I'm not going. I don't know if there are no free shout outs. I'm not going to that establishment without after working out though.
Right. So you see what I mean?
Yes, exactly though.
Yeah. So the nutrition part is really just when our members start, we do a body composition scan on them that gives us pretty much everything we need to give them their calorie intake, proteins, carbs, and fats. So how we break that down is we use your basal metabolic rate, which if you're unaware with that is how many calories you're burning at a resting state. So if your basal metabolic rate is like mine is like 1,850 calories. So when I'm doing a meal plan for myself, I always want to make sure that I don't eat less than 1,850 calories because that's what my body needs to sustain the muscle mass that I have. So when you go on a crash diet of 800 calories, yeah, you're going to lose some weight, but you're going to be losing muscle mass also, which is not the goal that we want. So I usually eat my meal plan is about 2,300 calories a day. So the hardest part we have is to getting our members to eat that many calories, because when you hear the word diet in our culture, it's not eating. It's low calorie. So that's something that we help you with. So nutrition coaching, the strength training, and the cardio.
So Jeff, on the I know obviously Monday, Wednesday, and Friday are cardio days, kickboxing days. Tuesday, Thursdays, and there's a combo on Saturdays.
Yep.
Tell us about the combo days, how that works out.
So our classes on Saturdays are a little bit longer. They are an hour-long strength training classes, and we do about 30 minutes of upper body, 30 minutes of lower body. So we get lowers on Tuesdays, uppers on Thursdays, and then we put together a mixture of both muscle groups on Saturday. And the reason we do that is we don't want you to go a week. Like, we don't want to do legs on Tuesday and then not do it again for a whole other week. And then we don't want to do uppers on Thursday and then go a whole week without doing uppers. So with our 3 days of strength training, that's why we try to get in a pretty good mixture of uppers and lowers on that Saturday combo, which is a lot of our members' favorite workouts because they're working every single muscle group and it's efficient, bam, bam, bam. And we get through all the muscles, and it's just a really good total body workout to end your week.
Jeff, your 10-week winner this last session was who?
Our 10-week winner was Dave Meyer from the Meadow Lane location. And I do have some stats. So we had about 40 people that finished our winter 10-week challenge. On average, our members lost an average of 9.5 pounds, an average of 11 pounds of fat. So we always tell our members, no matter what the scale says, our goal is to lose more fat than weight on the scale, because then we're going to gain a little bit of muscle mass. Average muscle gain was about 1 pound of muscle per member. Average body fat percentage loss over 10 weeks was 3.5%.
Wow.
Nice.
So kind of like a perfect, like if we're kind of the one thing that we fight against are the quick fixes.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Like we could give people meal plans where you could drop 30, 40 pounds in 10 weeks. But is it sustainable? Right? Is it a lifestyle change? Is it some way you can eat for the rest of your life without avoiding the pitfalls and the ups and downs and messing up your metabolism because you're going all in on just, low calorie, no carb. And then after you stop doing that, you start eating carbs and then you're getting on that roller coaster.
Right.
So we're just trying to teach people to have a good relationship with food and exercise, right? So it doesn't have to be an all or nothing type thing.
Right. Jeff, you guys, it starts April 12th.
Yep,
How
April 12th.
do people sign up?
So a couple different ways. You can go to fxblincoln.com. There's a form on there you can fill out, and those all go to me. Or you can text me directly at 402-310-4026. So all those inquiries on the website go to me anyway. So if you just want to skip that and just get to me directly, you can do that. One of the other unique things, Farrell's is going on all year round, but your listeners only hear from me 4 times a year. What's so unique about Farrell's in the 10-week challenge is you can only really start with us 4 times a year. So the program is designed for beginners that maybe haven't exercised for a year, 5 years, 10 years, 15 years. They've tried to do things on their own, and they really need direction and somebody to guide them. So with the 10-week challenge, when you enroll, you pick a specific class time. That class time, everybody that's doing let's say 5 a.m., that's your team for the next 10 weeks. Each team has a pair of coaches that have been through the program, know what to expect. So you really have that accountability factor, right? If you work out on your own, or you go to a Planet Fitness or whatever, and you don't go for a few days, nobody knows you don't go.
Right.
But you, right? I'm not a self-disciplined person. Like if I don't have a group with me, I'm just not going to do it. That's me. I think that's a lot of people out there is just the difficulty of being consistent and not just relying on yourself.
Jeff, and I'll say this on the other side of it, there's a lot of people in our gym family at Farrell's that are very self-disciplined, but they love the atmosphere.
Right.
They love the gym community. They love the companionship they get, just the overall team concept of it. Because I mean, there's some people in those gyms that are very disciplined. They would do it regardless, but they choose to go there because they like that camaraderie.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's nice to have a break and just working out by yourself, headphones on. And you can still do that at the gym, but it's nice. And also, there are some there that are there just to encourage other people along this fitness journey, man.
Mm-hmm.
So that aspect of it too. So even if you are, I want to say this to the folks, even if you are self-disciplined, you're doing your thing, but you're kind of like, yeah, it'd be kind of nice to have a gym community. And I will say this, being a member there for so many years, it is a gym family.
Right.
I mean, people, our very own Mark Onweiler that was with us here at the station for years. I mean, you have people that have gone through tragedies in life, myself included. And that bag has a lot of issues on it. And you can put whatever you want on that bag during that kickboxing or punching session. You can hit it as hard as you want, as soft as you want. And someone's going to just pat you on the back and let you do your thing. But everybody in that gym is going through something.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Whether it's the battle of the weight itself, maybe it's something, has nothing to do with exercising, but it's a great 45 minutes just to check out, sweat, dab somebody up, and go about your day.
Yep. And like you guys do a lot of lifting and stuff. And I think the great thing about Farrell's is why you really like it, AD, is the cardio aspect of it. It's not a boring
I love that.
cardio workout. It's fun. And actually our winner, $1,000 winner, Dave, he was in good shape when he started. I mean, he was 22.5% body fat when he walked in the door, and he lost almost 7% in 10 weeks.
Gosh.
And he was the lifter, like outside of the gym.
That's an important piece before we get you out of here, Jeff, is that people are going to say, well, people aren't going to be as bad a shape as I'm in. Like I've talked about when I went and saw and checked things out a couple of months ago and like started my whole goal process, is that like I was over 30% body fat. Like it was bad, like over a third of my body. And what's crazy is I think it's important for you to note, Jeff, just because, let's say, hypothetically speaking, AD's at 19 and I'm at 28, doesn't mean that I have to reach up to AD's 19 to be in to be in contention for the money.
Right. It's just the best overall transformation. And everybody's bodies are different. Like I take Des Moines Adams, for example.
Still look like you can play.
My arm is never going to look like Des Moines Adams.
Your leg will look like
no. It's just never going to look like that, right?
Mine either.
So I always joke with Des Moines, because I wear sweatshirts all the time, and I'm always like, well, I don't want you to be intimidated by my arms.
Yeah, I get that same conversation with people.
So, but yeah, like you said, it's a great workout. It's a program that has been around for 22 years. It's been in Lincoln for 15, and we have the same principles: kickboxing, strength training, nutrition, family, coaching, team atmosphere. All of our instructors have all gone through the 10-week challenge. So we've taken our before pictures. We've done all of that. We've started not knowing how to throw a jab punch. And so it's just a really good family environment. And again, it's April 12th is when the challenge starts. We got a couple more weeks. If you're looking at a summer vacation and you just want to get toned up,
perfect timing.
This is a great time to do that.
You can also check Jeff and Nicole Estick out every Sunday morning from 9 to 11, Fitness Fanatics. They always do a great show. I'll usually sometimes catch it before church or after church, or go back and check it out. You guys do a great show, Jeff.
Thank you.
This Sunday, if you want some encouragement, definitely check them out as well.
And we're going on 3 years.
3 years.
Wow.
I absolutely love
That's
it.
right, because you guys were at the old studio.
Yep.
Yeah.
This Sunday, 3 years.
Jeff, give him that number again, man.
402-310-4026. You can go to fxblincoln.com. If you tell me that you heard us on the ticket, you get $150 off the 10-week challenge as well. So
$150 off the challenge. Brad from Baldwin. Good morning. Brad says, tell Jeff I'm having surgery April 22nd. I'm back in the gym back to training after
sounds
that.
great.
Absolutely.
Looking forward to seeing you.
Jeff, appreciate you, man.
Hey, thanks,
Love you,
guys.
bro. Folks, we'll be back. We got a lot of stuff to discuss. A lot of things took place last night. We're going to discuss it. Husker basketball. We got baseball and some good stuff. Austin will be calling in also from Vegas to give us a input from there. We'll be back, folks. It's The Drive.
Go Hog Wild Pit Barbecue.
It's $5.99 barbecue time. Hurry to Hog Wild for a complete barbecue meal that's only $5.99. Get a one-meat sandwich loaded with our award-winning barbecue, plus your choice of a classic side and drink for just $5.99. Upgrade your sandwich to beef brisket for just $1 more. Join us for lunch or dinner in Lincoln at 3210 Cornhusker Highway. Order online at GoHogWild.com.
But don't be late, we close at 8.
What's going on, fans? This is Lexi Rodriguez, four-time All-American at Nebraska and now proud member of Omaha's newest professional team, Love Omaha Volleyball. League One Volleyball is bringing the heat this year. Don't miss your chance to see Olympians, national players, and national champions right here in Omaha from now through April. We can't wait to see you cheering us on in the stands. Visit lovboma.com to buy single match tickets to see me and Love Omaha Volleyball in action this season. Go Big Green!
Gaina Trucking is hiring CDL Class A and B drivers. Their strong team culture makes it not a job, but a career. Gaina Trucking offers health, vision, and dental insurance, 401k with company match, an employee assistance program, and other bonus programs. Build a better career today with great team culture at Gaina Trucking. Learn more and apply today at GainaTrucking.com.
Your home is your empire. Protect it with Empire Fence. Get a free instant quote with the online estimating tool at empire-fence.com. See an upfront estimate with no hidden fees. An Empire Fence can provide privacy and improve the appearance of your home. Keep kids and pets in or out of your yard. Increase security and add value to your property. Visit empire-fence.com now to view the stylish and maintenance-free possibilities for your home and get a free instant online quote. Let Empire Fence protect your empire.
At Farm Bureau Financial Services, we strive to provide you with the right coverages for all your insurance needs by taking the time to meet with you and review what coverages best fit your needs. So whether you're in the market for home, auto, farm, business, life, or a combination of any of these coverages, we can help with making sure you, your family, or your business have the right coverage based on your individual needs. If you would like to review your insurance needs, please contact Ben Spurt with Farm Bureau Financial Services at 402-217-9945 or through email at ben.spurt@fbfs.com.
At Parkview Animal Hospital in Lincoln, it's not just their professional care that sets them apart, but their warm staff and state-of-the-art facilities. Whether it's for a routine checkup or a comprehensive medical procedure, at Parkview, your pet isn't just another number, but a valued member of their caring family. Visit them at pahlincoln.com today and in person just south of 14th and Pine Lake Road. Parkview Animal Hospital, your pet, their passion for happier, healthier, furry friends. When you were a kid, clubs were cool. Robotics club and space club and stuff like that. But what do adults get? Book clubs and quilting clubs? Nah, forget that. How about margarita clubs and old-fashioned clubs? Get to Upside Bar and Lounge for the best clubs in town. Try all 10 varieties of Upside margaritas or old fashions and take home a free souvenir glass. Grab the whole crew and pair it with taco night on Mondays or whiskey Wednesdays. Upside Bar and Lounge at 29th and Pine Lake.
This is Monster Jam. Big air, backflips, and all-out racing. Monster Jam, as big as it gets. The fun begins at the pit party, where you can meet the drivers, get autographs, take pictures, and see the trucks up close. Get your pit party pass at monsterjam.com today. Must have valid event ticket to enter pit party. Restrictions may apply. Rules and activities are subject to change. Visit website for event details. Coming to Pinnacle Bank Arena April 18th through 19th.
You don't have to cross your fingers when digging into the ground this spring. Start every project with a call to Nebraska 811 so utilities like LES can mark their buried lines and you can avoid injury and power outages.
Are you a skilled mechanic looking for your next big opportunity? Constructors is hiring. We're looking for experienced mechanics to join our family-owned team. We offer competitive wages, great benefits, brand new service trucks, OEM-level diagnostic software, and career growth opportunities. Positions include lead and A-level mechanics for our shop and multiple field technicians. If you're driven and ready to grow with a company that's been around since 1908, apply today at constructorslincoln.com. Wall to Wall Wine and Spirits is your place in North Lincoln to go for all your needs in wine, spirits, and beer. They also have a large variety of cigars in their walk-in humidor, and they have a top-notch walk-in temperature-controlled high-end wine room. Plus, you can enjoy free samples from their tasting bar. There's only one place to go for all your needs for spirits and cigars. That's Wall to Wall Wine and Spirits on North 27th Street in Lincoln. Take control of your health with the DASH scan at Advanced Medical Imaging. The DASH scan is a full-body MRI designed for advanced health screening. This dynamic approach provides exceptionally sharp images across multiple organ systems, helping to detect potential concerns early. With minimal radiation and no invasive procedures, the Dash Scan offers a safe, comprehensive look at your health. Plus, results are delivered faster than ever, giving both patients and physicians confidence in screening and diagnosis. Your health is too important to wait. Schedule your Dash Scan today at Advanced Medical Imaging. Visit amimaging.com or call 402-484-6677 to learn more.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Koppel Chevrolet GMC, and March Madness is here, and Koppel is ready to rock and roll. We just closed the books on a tremendous February, and we're locked and loaded for a big March. True 0% APR is happening right now at Koppel on select new models. Plus, Koppel has over $10,500 off list on other select new models. Our pre-owned truck lot is full of late model low gyms as well. So make that short drive down 144th Street or check us out online at koppelcars.com. All deals with a roof credit, 0% is standalone.
Now back to The Drive with AD, Raff, and Ahman Gray on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, folks, we are back. And you know what? Most of you know this already, but just in case, be leery again of everything. And you know what? I was looking online this morning. There was one that was just, I'm not even going to mention it. Just kind of like, you know what?
You're mentioning it.
Well, I am, but I'm not going to mention the source, is what I was going to say. Because it was it was joking that someone had passed away. I'm like, come on, folks. I mean, how morbid is that, man? You know, I'm just...
Yeah, it's probably a little too far.
Yeah, I'm just like, be careful with that. So, yeah, be careful of trying to get duped today. There's a lot of that that's going on. It is April 1st. And, folks, it's April already, man. We are in almost finishing up the first quarter of this year. It's going quick, man.
Yeah.
It's going quick. Nick, we were talking yesterday, man, and, we'll get to Nebraska basketball, of course, at 10. We're going to get a live report from Austin. I watched the game last night with me, Nick, and Jay. We're checking that game out. And Nick, you brought up the importance of revenue. And one thing I'm going to say about this, man, and I've said it before, and I've said it to a lot of people that, talking about the NIL, Nebraska basketball, okay? First of all, I was glad those boys played, which I'll allude to that later. But however, if you are not serious about your NIL program, you can't curse the effects. You can't nurture the effects, but curse the results. Yeah. And until Nebraska and other schools, what I'm simply saying, when schools are invested in their NIL programs, it'll show in some ways. The old days of doing business, well, the coach got to just recruit better. They got to do this, but yes, they do have to do that. But there is a factor now, and it's called the bag.
Yeah, I think there's a fine line, guys, between saying that a coach is a bad developer and he can't develop talent, especially when you give him, a limited number of funds to build a roster, right? Like, and it's becoming more and more fascinating. I think, especially in this 3-month span of April, May, and June, or I guess revenue sharing is going to start in June. So I guess the end of March, April, and May, especially. And the reason I say that is because in college basketball might be the one that's ruining college athletics more than football specifically. And the reason I say that is you're going to have guys, and I can guarantee you this, that with working through agents, because agents do their job and they're agents for a reason. It's because they do it well, is they're going to say, hey, AD, go ask for what's above market value, because when revenue sharing starts, it's about to become a lot more equal. And it's not going to be as lopsided as it is. And we're not going to be able to ask for these ungodly amounts of money per player. You're going to have guys. Last year, the market was $1 million, a little over $1 million, a little over maybe a 1.5 for the top of the line players in college basketball. Now, there are true and substantial reports that guys are asking for $2.5, $2.8 million, not only because the market's just naturally gone up, but these agents are saying, hey, revenue sharing's coming down the road. We need to get this deal done and signed before revenue sharing gets implemented and before coaches have more answers. We need to get this done so that you can get paid the most, I can get paid the most as an agent, and in a way we can screw the schools together. And so it is a very, very important time for coaching and roster construction. It's very important for, like AD just said, to make sure all of your in-house NIL stuff is buttoned up and tidied up, because you're going to have these guys that are middle of the road type of players asking for all-American type of money, and schools are going to have to decide, is it worth it to try to wait for revenue sharing to come down, and is there going to be enough quote-unquote good players available, or are we going to have to fork over the money and overspend just an obscene amount of money just to say by June there's a complete roster?
You know, Nick, you think about this roster this year, you know, for Nebraska, and you've got obviously your top two players. You got, you know, Juwan, you got Bryce. Those two guys are gone. Most likely, you know, like I said, the lion's share of the NIL pot that we had this year. How
I think I mean you even add Braxton Mia and Andrew Morgan into that. Like there's a lot of funds that are going to be available to you. It's just, I think, and I've been pretty open about this. The management of funds, I think, needs to be addressed a little differently, and that's where maybe we see a general manager. Like, everybody makes fun and jokes about Matt Abdelmassih. What's St. John's doing right now with Matt Abdelmassih? It didn't work out in Nebraska, but it's doing something for St. John's, right? So not that Fred Hoiberg wants to be involved. I think that Fred Hoiberg wants to be involved in the roster construction, but maybe not as much recruiting. And that's fine. But then make sure you have the right guys in place to then go out and identify talent, because we saw it in the early years of Fred Hoiberg when that was the case, when it was Fred basically telling Matt Abdelmassih, hey, here's what I want in a guy, here's what I want in a roster. It didn't work. So if you want to go down that road, that's fine, because that's where I think a lot of college athletics in general are changing towards, to where in football you have general managers, in basketball I think you're going to see some more general managers. You're seeing Trey Young. Trey Young is returning to Oklahoma as an assistant general manager. I mean, you have active NBA guys that are
Andrew Luck is at Stanford.
Yes, yeah. But you have active and freshly retired players that are now returning to the university and saying, okay, I want to take on a general manager or a quote unquote front office role, and let me help you guys identify talent.
Exactly.
The importance. Let me ask you guys this, and this is obviously a no-brainer, but you think about, Nick, when you think about when that House does pay, when they pass the compensation, when that's going to go into effect here very quickly. You guys, how critical is it going to be for GMs not to miss on guys?
I mean, it's just like the NFL. You just got to make sure that you do all your due diligence. It's always priority to try to find a talent, but hitting or missing, hey, it happens. You could do all the talent, you could do all the talent searching, you could do all your due diligence, you can ask all the questions and still get a pick, as we see in the NFL, NBA, baseball, basketball, you know, or I said NBA, but hockey. You'll still find, you know, where a player doesn't fizzle, if they fizzle out, and then once you get to that point, it's just understanding of the coaching philosophy, you know, so then developing the player. So that's where all that stuff, intermixing and communicating between head coach and GM, has to happen. You know, I was just in a conversation at dinner last night with some of the players that are here with me. I got Tyrone Crawford, who played for the Cowboys. And he asked me the question. He said, Ahman, if you're a GM, like, how would you run the Cowboys like today? And I was like, because the question was talking about Jerry Jones and how his ego gets in the way and all that stuff from my point of view. And I said, I would do just like this. I would, you know, if I'm the owner, I'm business. So anything business-wise, I'm going to handle that. When it comes to football, I'm going to let the coaching and the GM handle that. But I'm going to give my input just from just to find information. Like, why do you pick that quarterback in? Why did you pick that wide receiver? You know, what type of money you need for me to make sure you'll have that money? Like, that's where I'm going to stand in my place, is where, you know, where sometimes the ego comes in on a whole nother story with Jerry Jones. But for a GM standpoint, that GM is to help that coach and the players get the players they need. And obviously they got to have the funding in place then to do that, and to have the understanding of, okay, I know my role, but just make sure we're going to figure out finances first, because then we'll be able to go out and we don't have to surplus shop. We can go out and go for the high dollar players because we've earned it and we put it in our accounts basically.
I think it factors into the need of having enough financial backing in order to miss.
100%.
Like it can't be a situation, guys, to where the margin for error, especially in collegiate athletics, is very slim. A lot of times it's very slim with programs because they expect winning, they expect some insane results and levels of success early on in a coaching tenure, that a lot of coaches aren't going to have enough time to truly build a program if they're not showing progression in the right direction.
And
now,
then,
go ahead, Raff. Go ahead, Raff.
Oh, no, I was going to say too. Also, I think it's going to affect recruiting too. I think you're going to see, your top 5-star players probably still get recruited to the major universities, but I see like your 4s and your 3 stars maybe starting out at a smaller school and then having to earn it, because if you're the university, you're not going to want to, shoot a lot of your money towards them not having, that proof, I guess.
Yeah.
So I think that's going to complicate things on recruiting also.
And then you hate the player, hate the game. You hate the game, not the player. Because now the game is like the NBA, like professional sports. We got money, we could spend it. Let's go find these players. But now, like you said, I love you brought that up, Raff, because for players that are marginal, 3-star, 4.5-star players, they're gonna really have to bust it. And it's part of being that player. But then now this is a whole different territory. That stuff, like I said, I started experience in 1998. It's like I had to have more yardage than the next guy to get that extra $100,000 or $1 million to get the deal and and then of course then the politics come in. Since I'm the highest paid, I'm gonna most likely be the starter. So then now you got stuff like that coming into the conversation as well.
Now I will say that I think it does provide a unique opportunity for some of those lower level Division I basketball players for an opportunity, and we talked about this with Husker baseball last week, to where I think you're going to see a lot of recruiting classes go primarily through the portal or through, like in some sports, primarily baseball, like through the JUCO ranks, because you're going to be more confident as a coaching staff, I would imagine, to spend some money on experienced guys that or girls that have played at the college level rather than an 18-year-old coming out of high school that's a 4-star. And there's nothing wrong with it. We just saw Clough from South Dakota State yesterday, who was the number 1 player in the transfer portal, go and commit to Purdue. We saw what happened to Baylor Shireman a couple of years ago from South Dakota State. You can go down the list. Grant Nelson from North Dakota State went to Alabama a few years back. So over and over, you can see examples. And this is where, like, to bring it to the Nebraska prep scene, this is where a guy like Bryson Ball, after seeing him play at the state tournament back in March, this is what I envisioned for Bryson Ball. He was really, really good. Probably if he would have waited out his recruitment a little bit longer, there's probably a pretty good chance that he would have been able to go to a higher Division I school. However, he shut down his recruitment somewhat early. He's going to South Dakota State because the blueprint is on the wall. Have success in a league like the Summit League, where you're playing against teams like North Dakota State, Omaha, those types of players. If you have success on that level, then a high-powered Division I team is going to look at you and say, okay, South Dakota State's gotten them this far. We can take them to the next level. And you're going to have guys like Dalton Connect that show up on Tennessee's rosters that come from Northern Colorado. Or you're going to have a Grant Nelson from North Dakota State or a Baylor Shireman that's on an NBA roster. Those are going to be, I think, more and more popular as the years progress. So it's a bad thing maybe for the lower rated recruits, but I also can see it as a good thing from an individual standpoint, because it gives them an opportunity to go make their way in the Summit League and then earn those the Power 5, the high Division I offers.
That's what they want. Exactly. And I agree with that. I like that.
And then, but however, from a team standpoint, and we saw this play out on March Madness, it's kind of a two-sided coin, both good and bad. From an entire outlook on the sport, I think it's going to make the sport more lopsided, because you're not going to have those upsets. You're not going to be able to have a South Dakota State that's able to reload to the caliber that an Alabama is.
Yeah.
And so we're going to see that when March Madness comes around, fewer and fewer upsets in March, like we saw this year, is because every single year, every single offseason, those mid-majors are going to lose their top tier guys to other Division I programs.
It's almost going to become, like you said, I'm not saying, farm league, but it will be that many ways, man, to where it'll be almost a developmental conference. And then you look at Texture. I appreciate you putting this in here. I was looking this over. Old Dad 34. You're talking about Steph Curry is going to be the GM at Davidson. And then you have Trae Young, the Atlanta Hawks superstar, that's going to be Oklahoma's assistant general manager. You start seeing these top tier programs, and Nick, it goes to your point. A school like South Dakota State, I mean, they don't have someone of that notoriety and that much type of expertise and that type of influence. Imagine if you're a recruit, you're getting a call from Trae Young, you're getting a call from Steph Curry. Hey, man, come to Davidson. I mean, those things hold a lot of weight. And so the whole landscape has changed dramatically, man. Yeah. It has changed dramatically.
Yeah, I mean, or like I say, you talk about South Dakota State, you talk about teams like Montana or North Dakota State. They just find the richest company in the state, track them down, say, hey, we need your help.
Absolutely.
Because that's where it's boiling down to for colleges at the lower levels, I'm dead on,
Absolutely. Use everything you can as far as that goes,
Yeah.
Well, folks, that we'll be having this conversation a lot more as the house, as these things get settled. And this actually, when basketball's completely over, like I said, we name our champion. We'll know actually from a week from yesterday, actually, who's going to be that winner. So this will get even more interesting as these transfers hit different areas in the portal. It's just nuts. We'll do our best to stay on top of it. We appreciate your help as well. We come back, we got some Husker history to discuss, and then we'll have Austin calling at 10 o'clock hour from Vegas to discuss Nebraska's win against ASU last night. It's The Drive, 93.7 to 10.
Lincoln's go-to for fun isn't new. It's a place that's been a staple of the city for years and is only getting better. Matson's Bowling and Billiards always has open bowling available with no long lines, unlike other centers. They have live music almost every weekend and great food at EJ's Bar and Lounge, with seating for 150 people. They have popular meals like the EJ Burger, pizza for the whole family, and famous EJ's Wings. Contact Sarah to book a party for friends, coworkers, or family at Matson's Bowling and Billiards, just south of 48th and Holdridge.
At Parkview Animal Hospital in Lincoln, it's not just their professional care that sets them apart, but their warm staff and state-of-the-art facilities. Whether it's for a routine checkup or a comprehensive medical procedure, at Parkview, your pet isn't just another number, but a valued member of their caring family. Visit them at pahlincoln.com today and in person just south of 14th and Pine Lake Road. Parkview Animal Hospital, your pet, their passion for happier, healthier, furry friends.
Looking for a financial partner that truly makes a difference? Modern Woodman is a member-owned fraternal financial services organization. We can help you plan for all stages of life, from protection to saving to retirement. We also offer member benefits, social activities, and volunteer opportunities to help your family and community.
I'm Sean Erickson, your Modern Woodman representative in Lincoln. Call me at 402-483-6515 to start the conversation.
Modern Woodman of America, touching lives, securing futures.
If you're in Seward or Milford, listen up. Select Plumbing is now servicing your area with no trip charges from Lincoln. Select Plumbing works on a variety of issues for your home and business, including general plumbing, water heaters, faucet fixture repair, underground sewer and water repairs, backflow testing, and more. Keep your property free from leaks and other issues. Call today for a free estimate at 402-560-6197. It's not just Lincoln, Waverly, and the surrounding area anymore. It's also Seward and Milford with no trip charges. Contact Select Plumbing to inquire at 402-560-6197.
Hog Wild's giant stuffed baked potatoes are anything but basic and really hit the spot when you're craving a little comfort food. Nothing is more satisfying than a Hog Wild baked potato loaded with butter, sour cream, cheddar cheese, bacon bits, and chives. Add your choice of a Hog Wild house-smoked meat like pulled pork, chicken, or brisket for a little extra. Order online at GoHogWild.com. Hog Wild Pit Barbecue, 3210 Cornhusker Highway in Lincoln.
But don't be late, we close at 8.
Rosie Sports Bar and Grill, open for lunch and dinner at 1501 Center Park Road.
I used to smoke. I thought of cigarettes as my best friend.
They were always there for me when I needed a break.
I also thought cigarettes were my best friend, and then they gave me peripheral artery disease.
I smoked and had a stroke. Actually, multiple strokes.
I smoked and have heart disease.
Here's my tip. If cigarettes are your friend, you need a better friend.
Call the Nebraska Tobacco Quit Line, 1-800-QUIT-NOW, 1-800-784-8669. Paid for by Tobacco Free Nebraska. Aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
Get ready for spring by joining an evidence-based program to improve your health and well-being. These programs use proven strategies to help you make lasting changes, whether it's boosting nutrition, increasing activity, managing stress, or enhancing wellness. Invest in yourself today and feel your best this spring and beyond. Paid for by the Nebraska Department of Health and Human Services. Aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
Hi, it's Joel Norman, the voice of your Lincoln Stars hockey team. Tune in to 93.7 The Ticket to hear the latest on the Stars with myself, head coach Rocky Russo, and special player guests.
Salt Mine City is not only Lincoln's newest brewery, but they're also now serving food. Enjoy a full menu of great items daily for lunch and dinner, like their peanut butter and jelly burger with bacon and cheddar cheese, or a Reuben sandwich served on Blackstone rye bread. Don't forget their beef or chicken nachos with guacamole, sour cream, jalapenos, and more. Wash it down with one of their 12 beers on tap, including the popular Single Axle Light American Lager. Salt Mine City, now open 11 a.m. every day but Mondays at 8th and R.
93.7 The Ticket is proud to provide listeners with daily opportunities to win contests and prizes on our airwaves, and would like to take this opportunity to remind you of a couple rules. All participants must be 21 or older and must wait 30 days after winning a prize to participate in another contest. Once you win, you have 30 days to pick up your prize at the KNTK Studios, 1040 O Street in Lincoln, or your prize will be forfeited. Thank you for participating in our contest, and thank you for listening to 93.7 The Ticket.
Hey volleyball fans, this is Laura Dijkema, national player of the Netherlands and now the setter on Omaha's newest professional team, Love Omaha Volleyball. League Volleyball is bringing the heat this year. Don't miss your chance to see Olympians, national players and national champions right here in Omaha from now through April. We can't wait to see you cheering for us in the stands. Visit lovboma.com to buy single match tickets to see me and Love Omaha Volleyball in action. Go Big Green!
Now back to The Drive with AD, Raff, and Ahman Green on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, folks, we're back on this beautiful Tuesday morning. A little cloudy outside here in the capital city. It's good to have Nick back in town. Weather's rolling. 46 degrees right now in the capital city, a high of 60. The men's Creighton, they'll play at 2:30. We'll discuss that at the 10:30 hour when we're done with that. In history, but before we get to history, we always got to talk about our teammates who help make all of this happen. And I'm going from notes to note, Nick, because it's like, man, I got a new note here because it's April. I got to go back to March. But this segment is brought to you by Jack Russell of Farm Bureau Financial Services. Jack has been a well-respected representative since 1999. To protect your home, your family, or even your future. Give Jack a call at 402-421-9100 or visit one of his 2 locations in Lincoln or Seward and learn how Jack Russell of Farm Bureau Financial Services can help you. Nick, you were talking about your way back, just real fast, Love Airport, how much of a difference it is between
it's horrible
in DFW going.
Love
is out there a little bit.
Yeah,
ways,
it's a jaunt, but it was all right.
I love it, man. I love it.
I'm never flying in there again.
Never flying there again. You're like, not gonna do it.
It needs to be DFW every single time now.
Well, in 1985, during spring ball, Coach Osborne was 2 weeks off a double bypass surgery. And he was back to business as usual with practice, which does not surprise myself nor AG at all, knowing that, or any of us as far as that goes, knowing Coach Osborne, just his resolve, and he's always taking care of his body, taking care of himself. But he was right back out there after the double bypass heart surgery that he had out there. And, figure that's been, all those years ago, 39, 40 years ago, however long it's been. It's been a while, and he's still out here getting it done. And his office is actually just right down the street, the teammate's office. He was on the air with us a couple weeks back. Raff and AG, and I want to mention this too, Nick, as well. Sunday, and it's something I've talked with Coach Osborne about in the past. I was looking at our team picture, just from the number of years during that time era from the early 90s. And unfortunately, our thoughts and prayers go out to the Noonan family. We lost one of our Husker brothers, and just an amazing human being. David Noonan was in an accident on Sunday, and it was a fatal accident. And talked to a number of buddies of mine during that era. And me and David didn't hang out or anything like that. He was a couple years older than me, played D-line. The last time I seen David was in the airport in Omaha. He was in the medical device business, and he was also one of the strength coaches at UNO for a number of years, and just left an amazing impact on everybody he was involved with, man. And my heart just aches for Danny Noonan and his older brother, of course, who played here at Nebraska as well. But David was just a solid dude, man. And those are the guys that ran with him close, know what type of a stand-up guy he was. The number of people, he was just actually on the news on Channel 7 a couple weeks ago talking about a medical, something about a knee device that his company that he was describing to the viewers. And seeing that that report, Raff sent me a message on it yesterday, and a number of other Husker guys. It was just like, tell me this is not true. A few months just after Calvin Jones during that same era, unfortunately, passed away too. And I was asking Coach, I said, Coach, how hard is that? He goes, it's like losing one of your kids, because you were in their living rooms, their dining rooms, you coached them, you've seen them from 17, 18 years old to grown men. So again, our thoughts and prayers go out to the Noonan and their entire family as far as that goes. Raff, what do you got, my man?
My history also is 1985. On this day, 40 years ago, Villanova and Raleigh Massimino, Ed Pinckney defeated the Georgetown Hoyas, our opponent tomorrow night. John Thompson, Patrick Ewing, 66-64. They were the lowest seed ever to win a national championship. They were an 8th seed.
Raff, Raleigh Massimino and those teams, that was when the Big East Mondays, you couldn't wait to watch Seton Hall versus Georgetown or Syracuse versus Villanova.
I miss Syracuse being good at basketball.
Yeah. They were the Orangemen.
They were good.
Something to be.
Boeheim didn't want to leave. Boeheim did not want to leave.
No, he did not.
No,
he did not. He did not. Man.
Before we get to AGs, I got a little personal history. Not personal. Personal fandom history. Last night, the Cubs beat the Athletics in the first game at Sutter Health Park. So you might remember that the Athletics are rebranding. They don't have a city attached to them. They're not Oakland anymore. They're just the Athletics.
They're coming here to Vegas.
They're coming there to Vegas. That's what they're moving. That's where they're moving. But for this year, they're playing at the San Francisco Giants AAA ballpark. And so it was the first MLB game ever at Sutter Health Park out in San Francisco, I believe, for the Athletics last night. And the Cubs beat them 18-3.
Yeah,
they beat them 18-3. And Carson Kelly, the Cubs catcher, hit for the cycle. And so in the first Major League Baseball game at Sutter Health Park, the opponent not only wins 18-3, but they hit for there was a cycle that was recorded. Cycle, obviously a single, a double, a triple, and a home run, all in the same game. So Carson Kelly goes 4 for 4 with one of those, one single, one double, one triple, and a home run as well yesterday. And to kind of just put into perspective, there have been in all the history of baseball, there have been 319 no-hitters. There have been 343 cycles recorded. So it's pretty rare, pretty similar to as rare as a no-hitter. So.
Was he using one of those illegal bats, Nick?
They're not illegal. It's torpedo. It's a torpedo bat. Not illegal. But
does it have a cork in it? Or, I mean, like some extra stuff in it?
What they're doing now, and the Yankees actually started this at the beginning of this year, is they're shifting the majority of the wood down to the barrel to where you're hitting the baseball. And so it generates a little bit more power off the ball. And it's just the weight is just not as evenly distributed. So it makes the handle in that area become a little lighter. The barrel is a little heavier, and it looks like a torpedo. But so they call them the torpedo bats. And now,
does it have a point on it or something? That's where the torpedo comes from.
Well, so it's just super skinny on the handle, and then it becomes a little wider at the barrel. So it's the torpedo bats. But the Yankees, hit. I think they've got like 16 home runs in their first couple of games. Like it's I mean, now they play at a little league ballpark with the right field at Yankee Stadium, but but no, there's a lot of teams. What's funny, I was talking to DP about this earlier this morning. We were talking and laughing about the torpedo bats, and I said, what's even better is the guy that created the torpedo bat is in the Miami Marlins organization now, and Miami is not good at baseball, but the dude that's created this bat is in the Miami Marlins organization, and they're probably not even going to. The Miami Marlins are probably going to do what Miami Marlins organization does, and just not really take what he has to say seriously. So it's just funny there. But AG, you got anything before we go to break?
Yeah, I got a fun one here. A fun game came out 11 years ago, Goat Simulator on the PC. So you could, in this game, you basically you're a goat, and you could do what the heck you want to do.
You play it often?
Yeah, I played with my niece one time years ago, my older brother's daughter, and I was like, I can't believe I'm walking around the city. I'm like, I think I had a guitar on the back of the goat, and you're a regular goat, like you're on all fours walking around. You could jump on the bus and ride the bus, or you could try to dodge cars or jump over cars. You could climb up the building, a skyscraper. You could do anything to be in Goat Simulator. So it's been out for, like I said, 11 years, and they got so many. You could put clothes on it. You could put a baseball cap with a one of them inflatable life preservers that when you go to the swimming pool, you can put on. You could dress your goat up while you walk around, jump around the city. It's on PC. It's mostly on PC. I think it's on console by now. So Xbox and PlayStation. But if you want to have a hoot and a good laugh, download Goat Simulator that came out 11 years ago. Check it out. Funny.
I misspoke, and I thank Craig for letting me know. It's Sacramento, not San Francisco. I misspoke. It's the AAA affiliate or ballpark of the San Francisco Giants in Sacramento. So I misspoke on that. But still, cycle. Cubs win 18-3. But we got Austin coming up after this break.
Yes, coming in on stream.
He's coming in on stream.
Yes, I love it. Austin will be live from Vegas along with AG in the same city. Folks, it's The Drive. We're going to talk some Husker basketball and their victory over Arizona State last night. We'll discuss when we come back. It's The Drive.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Koppel Chevrolet GMC, and March Madness is here, and Koppel is ready to rock and roll. We just closed the books on a tremendous February, and we're locked and loaded for a big March. True 0% APR is happening right now at Koppel on select new models. Koppel also has over 10,500 off list on new select models. So please stop on by and see what confident driving and confident buying is all about. Or right down 144th Street or online at koppelcars.com. All deals with the roof credit, 0% is standalone.
Ever wish you had another light switch on the other side of the room on a dark night? How much better would you sleep at night if you had a ceiling fan in your room? The High Electric Service Department is here to make your electrical what-ifs a reality. Whether you're looking to replace some outdated light fixtures or brighten up your counters with under-cabinet lighting, High Electric can handle all types of residential electrical installations and services. Give Erica a call today at 402-466-6606 or visit high-electric.com to get started.
Wall to Wall Wine and Spirits is your place in North Lincoln to go for all your needs in wine, spirits, and beer. They also have a large variety of cigars in their walk-in humidor, and they have a top-notch walk-in temperature-controlled high-end wine room. Plus, you can enjoy free samples from their tasting bar. There's only one place to go for all your needs for spirits and cigars. That's Wall to Wall Wine and Spirits on North 27th Street in Lincoln. Attention all Wings fans. Buffalo Wings and Rings has daily specials that will make you want to stop in on all days of the week. Kids eat free on Mondays, and on Tuesdays enjoy 89-cent boneless or traditional wings at a price that makes the whole family happy. And come back on Wednesdays for $1.29 chicken tenders all day long. Get to Buffalo Wings and Rings today on 68th and O or in Williamsburg Village. Take control of your health with the DASH scan at Advanced Medical Imaging. The DASH scan is a full-body MRI designed for advanced health screening. This dynamic approach provides exceptionally sharp images across multiple organ systems, helping to detect potential concerns early. With minimal radiation and no invasive procedures, the DASH scan offers a safe, comprehensive look at your health. Plus, results are delivered faster than ever, giving both patients and physicians confidence in screening and diagnosis. Your health is too important to wait. Schedule your DASH scan today at Advanced Medical Imaging. Visit amimaging.com or call 402-484-6677 to learn more.
You don't have to cross your fingers when digging into the ground this spring. Start every project with a call to Nebraska 811 so utilities like LES can mark their buried lines and you can avoid injury and power outages.
Rosie Sports Bar and Grill, open for lunch and dinner at 1501 Center Park Road.
Garage doors can break down or quit working at the worst times. At Doors Plus, they understand that a broken garage door sometimes means repair and not replace. Sometimes all you need to make your door like new again is a few bolts, a realignment, or even a new balance. Trust the pros at Doors Plus to handle your garage door repair the right way so you can get on with your busy schedule. Visit them online at DoorsPlusLLC.com or give them a call today at 402-590-5800. Doors Plus, garage doors and more.
Hog Wild's giant stuffed baked potatoes are anything but basic and really hit the spot when you're craving a little comfort food. Nothing is more satisfying than a Hog Wild baked potato loaded with butter, sour cream, cheddar cheese, bacon bits, and chives. Add your choice of a Hog Wild house smoked meat like pulled pork, chicken, or brisket for a little extra. Order online at GoHogWild.com. Hog Wild Pit Barbecue, 3210 Cornhusker Highway in Lincoln.
But don't be late, we close at 8.
Love is in the air, and so are big savings. It's the Big I Do event at Sartor Heyman Jewelers, South Point Pavilions, April 4th through the 6th. For 3 days only, enjoy 20% off all engagement rings and wedding bands, plus exclusive bridal collections from our top designers. Whether you're saying yes or I do, shop now for the year's best prices and selection. April 4th through 6th, Sartor Heyman Jewelers, South Point Pavilions.
Your home is your empire. Protect it with Empire Fence. Get a free instant quote with the online estimating tool at empire-fence.com. See an upfront estimate with no hidden fees. An Empire Fence can provide privacy and improve the appearance of your home. Keep kids and pets in or out of your yard. Increase security and add value to your property. Visit empire-fence.com now to view the stylish and maintenance-free possibilities for your home and get a free instant online quote. Let Empire Fence protect your empire.
93.7 The Ticket is proud to provide listeners with daily opportunities to win contests and prizes on our airwaves, and would like to take this opportunity to remind you of a couple rules. All participants must be 21 or older and must wait 30 days after winning a prize to participate in another contest. Once you win, you have 30 days to pick up your prize at the KNTK Studios, 1040 O Street in Lincoln, or your prize will be forfeited. Thank you for participating in our contests, and thank you for listening to 93.7 The Ticket.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com.
On the internet.
KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket. Welcome to The Drive with AD Raff and Ahman Green. Former Husker football national champion, speaker, and author, Aaron Davis.
Nebraska will win the national championship. The Cornhuskers beat Miami. It is history, 13-0. And bring that trophy back to Lincoln.
Former Arena Football League quarterback, former head coach of the Capital City Crush, and guru of Husker football history, Chris Raff.
25 straight wins for the Cornhuskers. One of the most dominating stretches in college football history.
We may have seen one of the best teams in the history of college football tonight.
12-year NFL veteran.
He's got some speed to go with strength.
Huskers and Green Bay Packers Hall of Famer.
Shovel pass to Green into Vikings territory. Finally brought down.
And University of Nebraska East Sports coach, Ahman Green.
Look at Green all by himself. 20, 10, touchdown.
Sponsored by Doors Plus on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, folks, we are back live on this beautiful Tuesday morning. We got our main man, Austin Orman. Ayo, what's happening, brother?
He's going to have to unmute his mic, but that'll be all right. That's a simple fix.
There we go. AD, Raff, AG, what's going on? How are you, fellas?
Thought you guys were going to say, doing great, brother. How you doing, man?
Good. Living the Vegas life. Wouldn't call it the high life necessarily, but you know what? It's treated me well so far.
Have we found the $5 blackjack tables?
No, I have not yet. That is part of today's plan, most likely.
How much are you going to pay attention to the Crown other than Nebraska? I mean, because now you got the other side of the bracket going today. DePaul plays today. I believe like Villanova plays today, which is a fascinating story with no head coach. And then like Musselman and USC.
Yeah, so I was joking about this with a couple people. It's pretty great that both my hobby and my day job are the same thing, and that's watching some mediocre college basketball. Kind of works out about as perfectly as I could ask for. So I am the guy that did ask the bartender to flip the TV to FS1. I had to go out to eat after I got off a post game yesterday.
I want to watch Georgetown and Washington State.
I do. I am about it. So I was that guy that asked the bartender to change the TV. I'll definitely sit down and watch a little bit of it just because I can't help myself. It's a compulsion at this point. Am I completely locked in? Absolutely not. I got some other plans today as well. But yeah, you got to be monitoring it. You mentioned those other storylines. The Villanova one, I do think that Colorado is probably the most similar team in the field when you look at Nebraska. Two teams that finished third in their conference last year, lost a big, couple pieces of their identity and not where they want to be. Curious about that. USC's in the tournament. DePaul and Chris Holton, certainly interesting. So, yeah, I mean, I'll at least monitor, but I will not ask the bartender to change the channel tonight. I'll tell you that much.
Austin, as you watched that game last night, man, absolutely an abysmal at times. Nebraska is one of those teams, they can be like beautiful for 2 minutes and absolutely brutal for 3 minutes, and then go back to, it's just back and forth. It's like a rough day watching a stock market, watching Nebraska basketball at times, especially last night. That after that first half, we're down 8, 38-30. I believe that was the halftime score. What was your thoughts going into halftime?
My thoughts going into halftime were, am I in Groundhog Day? It felt like the same game that we saw Nebraska play for a month is essentially what it was. Not a lot of ball movement. The other team was hitting threes. Bryce Williams was doing everything he could to keep Nebraska afloat. Bryce had 13 points in the first half. He ended up with 17 in the second, but I thought his first half was actually more impactful than his second half was. I thought Bryce did pretty much everything in his power to keep Nebraska in that game. It was just the perfect storm of everything we saw from Nebraska. They had 3 weeks of practice to try to fix those issues. But no, Nebraska still didn't necessarily get off to a hot start. Oregon State took the first lead of the game, got up by 6 in the first half until that late 14-4 run that put them up by 8. So I was sitting there in my spot just thinking, yep, this is the exact same Nebraska men's basketball team. I don't know why I would have expected anything different.
Now, Austin, I just tweeted this out because I was looking at it. In the last 4 wins for Nebraska, they've had to come from behind in all 4 of them. And you mentioned Groundhog Day, and I thought that's where you were going with this, is because way back in February, because we have to remember that Nebraska lost every game before last night into March. Now, granted, it was a small sample size, only I think 3 games in March before last night's win. But you go back to February, they trailed at Washington by 13. They trailed against Ohio State by 8. They trailed by 20 against Northwestern. And even last night, they trailed by as many as 11 at one point. What's the deal? Like, what is it with Nebraska not being able to get off into a better start? Because last night you look at it and they go 3 for 11 on layups in the first half. And you're sitting there going, these are things that, once again, you bring up that Groundhog Day analogy, that it's like, man, we know they've been working on things this last month and a half, or I guess last 4 weeks that they haven't been playing games, but it hasn't gotten better. There's been no growth in those departments over the last month and a half.
No, there hasn't been. And I think my rationale for that, the way I would try to explain it, is that Nebraska is probably starting its most talented lineup, but Nebraska is not starting the lineup that works the best. Nebraska continues to cling to the notion that it can play effective basketball with 2 non-shooting big men on the court. Yeah. Sure, Bear Cable, you can shoot the ball in practice, but when he's not knocking them down in games, that cramps the style. He's a player that needs the ball in his hands to be most effective, but he's not that effective with it. They started Andrew Morgan last night, another guy that shouldn't need the ball, but Nebraska wants to make it an emphasis to go inside. Bryce Williams can get going, but he's not exactly, like you flip your lighter, right? He's good, but he's not exactly a tone setter for them emotionally all the time. Juwan Gary is still a little up and down, right? When things are going well, he's the heart and soul. When things are going bad, sometimes Juwan tries to do too much. And shout out Sam Hoiberg. He's the guy that, we know what Sam Hoiberg does. Don't need to spend, more time, praising Sam Hoiberg for all the good stuff that he does. So I think that the biggest issue is, number one, just that the personality of too many guys on the team is a little bit laid back, and that maybe doesn't set the tone so well. But I really think more than anything, Nebraska just doesn't play the lineup that works the best enough, right? You want to rely on your talent, but at some point you have to look at this. And I even asked Fred Hoiberg about this. I asked him in the postgame presser last night, Fred, you guys haven't started a lineup with only one big man outside of injuries. What is it about that lineup that you like more in the second half? And he did a masterful job of deflecting it, because I think he sees the same thing. He knows that's the lineup that works, and it just baffles me that it's not the lineup that Nebraska has chosen to start games with.
So then that's a great lead into this thought of, it goes back to something you and I discussed and other parties have discussed about roster construction. And we were just getting done in our second segment of the show. I had brought up to the guys about how you're entering this 2.5 month span before revenue sharing gets implemented, to where your top of the line transfer portal targets are trying to reset the market. And you see agents doing this to where they're asking for insane amounts of money, up into like the $2.5 million range for the top transfer portal targets, which maybe Nebraska's not in on those guys, and that's fine, but it still trickles down to the middle of the road guys that Nebraska probably is on, and to where you cannot miss. The margin for error is so slim. And so, and you and I have had so many conversations about this, and what you just said goes right into it, to where it is so important for Fred Hoiberg and his staff, whoever replaces Adam Howard, and if they decide to go in the form of a general manager or somebody to help them out, it's so crucial for them to not miss for a second consecutive year.
I think that's a great point. They can't afford to miss for Fred Hoiberg's sake, for the state of the program. I mean, this would have been a great year for the basketball team to maintain, right? Yeah. As you enter revenue sharing, to prove that you're willing and ready to maximize, your slice of the pie, and maybe even find a way to increase the slice that you're getting. Maybe it wouldn't be by a full $1 million, but if you can get an extra, $250,000 or $500,000 out of revenue sharing, that goes a much further distance for Nebraska men's basketball than it does for Nebraska football, right? Every dollar counts for this program that's not broke by any means, but certainly isn't at the top of the NIL and revenue sharing game in college basketball. And I'll say this when it comes to how the roster fits together. Basketball is a game of talent. Yes, absolutely, right? We've seen like Bryce Williams take over games. I keep going back to watching Terrence Shannon Jr. last year against Nebraska, Wade Taylor, Dylan Harper, at times, Desmond Claude against Nebraska this year. On the one hand, college basketball is about talent. Nebraska needs to find ways to get, plain and simple, better players, more skilled players in the door. That helps. But I also think it's been proven in college basketball that coaching matters too. And I still think Fred Hoiberg is a really good coach. I still think he is a wizard with the clipboard. And so I think that if Fred Hoiberg commits to an identity, commits to a scheme, and commits to recruiting to it, he can build and develop stars in that system, kind of the Matt Rule track guys that maybe go a little bit overlooked. You need talented enough players, but Nebraska needs to do a better job of amplifying the talents of the guys they do have by running a scheme that fits, and that'll help the players because they know what they're walking into, and it'll help the coaches by giving them a blueprint for what it is they need to recruit to.
Austin, I feel, and thanks again for checking in with us, man. I feel, and obviously looking long-term, we got a game Wednesday night, but even looking long-term, I think about these past 2 years, if you don't have a Bryce Williams on your roster, it's almost makes your stomach turn to think about the number of games Nebraska would have lost without Bryson. You know what I'm saying? And with that being said, Nick, and to your point, how crucial, in your opinion, I want to get you guys' opinion on this as well, is it going to be, and we've kind of alluded to this on our first segment, is it going to be to find guys who can gel and who can shoot and who can score, and evaluating that talent? Because like I said, Bryson covered a multitude of dysfunction as far as that basketball team goes. You know, the different lineups, guys getting hurt.
Well, the
et cetera.
inconsistencies.
Oh,
It's the
tons of them.
inconsistencies. It's the inconsistencies of a guy like Juwan Gary, who can go out there and make three-pointers in a game, and then goes out there and goes 0 for 5 from beyond the 3-point line next game, and makes 2 of 10 from the layup, or from inside the paint. It's the inconsistencies that a player like Bryce Austin can cover up.
Absolutely. And Austin, you think about the game against Iowa, to where he was off that last game. He was off, and it showed you the results. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, if anybody deserved to pass, I'm not saying we're giving anybody passes, but if anybody has earned a right to have an off game, although it was senior day, it's your last game, at the Vault, he had one. Thank God it was only one that he had. But with that being said, Austin, how crucial is it for those guys to bring guys in that are top talent?
I mean, you need it, and Nebraska certainly needs some more juice on the offensive end, right? I think back to the comparisons between last year's team and this year's team. This year's team really has one guy that can create, and that's Bryce Williams, right? He's the bailout guy. Maybe Juwan Gary hits something late clock. Maybe Andrew Morgan makes a post move here or there, or baseline Bearcave strikes once a game. But think about last year's team. What made that offense click was having both Keisei Tominaga and Rink Mast, right? Rink Mast was the matchup nightmare. He could take slower big men off the dribble. He could post up, smaller defenders they would put on him. He could handle a little bit. He could definitely pass. Same with Derek Walker a couple years ago, but to a little bit lesser extent. But the more I look back at last year and compare it to this year, guys, the more I think we need to realize how often Keisei Tominaga and Rink Mast bailed out Nebraska. When something wasn't working, when there wasn't movement, or even how many times Keisei just felt like, okay, yeah, I'm in enough of a rhythm. I'm just going to put this one up. And it went in at a surprising amount of times, right? It's hard to find a guy like Keisei. I mean, Rink Mast is maybe a little easier to find, but you get him back for next year, which is huge. I'm not going to say guys like Bryce Williams are a dime a dozen, but there are plenty of, 6'6", 6'7" guys who can put the ball on the deck and go get a bucket. Nebraska needs to go get one of those. But Nebraska also needs Connor Essegian to come back over the offseason with a better handle as a better passer. Nebraska needs Sam Hoiberg to come back next year and cut down on the turnover. Sam does a great job of getting paint touches, but his turnover rate is like 24% for a guy with a usage rate under 10. Yeah. That's absolutely unsustainable. Nebraska needs Bearcave Oyutengel to be more decisive, make something happen in one or two dribbles and get more consistent. So yeah, Nebraska does need to find a way to replace Bryce Williams. I'm sure the transfer portal will be a part of that, but it won't be enough just to go get another Bryce Williams. If you just go get one of those guys, you're going to be right back in the same boat you are in, this season. You need more creativity from more spots on the roster.
That's a great point. I know we're going to go to break, and Austin, I think we're going to bring you back. But when we come back, I want to talk a little bit, guys, about what's that going to look like, because we're sitting here again with the same conversation of you can't just go out and replace what you're going to lose. You have to figure out a way to take a step forward. So like Austin just said, you can't go out and just try to say, okay, let's plug in this guy for Bryce and plug in this guy for Juwan and hope it brings the same. No, because the expectation needs to be, how can you take a step up from this year? Because I think after you come off an NCAA tournament, it's not great to have the season end the way it did, where you're playing in the crown. Next year, you don't want to play in the crown for a second consecutive year. You're trying to get back to the big dance. So I think that's really important, AD.
We're going to go to a quick break. And Austin, could you hang on with another segment, brother?
Absolutely.
Absolutely. We'll have Austin in Vegas as well. We'll be right back, folks. This is Drive, 937 The Ticket.
I'm Chief Dave Engler. When a fire truck hits a pothole with 12 tons of fast-moving equipment and crew, it's a problem. On your ballot in April is a measure to continue Lincoln's quarter-cent sales tax for street improvements. A vote against eliminates the street funding. A vote for will not raise your taxes and keeps the funding in place. And better roads means faster response times. Learn more at LincolnOnTheMove.com.
We use our Lincoln streets every day, and so do first responders. But visitors and out-of-town commuters also do. A quarter-cent sales tax for streets passed by voters in 2019 makes those commuters pay about $6 million a year to improve streets. On your ballot in April is a measure to continue it. A vote against means no more funds from commuters. A vote for will not raise your taxes, and commuters still pay. Learn more at LincolnOnTheMove.com. Paid for by the City of Lincoln.
Take control of your health with the DASH scan at Advanced Medical Imaging. The DASH scan is a full-body MRI designed for advanced health screening. This dynamic approach provides exceptionally sharp images across multiple organ systems, helping to detect potential concerns early. With minimal radiation and no invasive procedures, the DASH scan offers a safe, comprehensive look at your health. Plus, results are delivered faster than ever, giving both patients and physicians confidence in screening and diagnosis. Your health is too important to wait. Schedule your DASH scan today at Advanced Medical Imaging. Visit amimaging.com or call 402-484-6677 to learn more.
Hey volleybalfans, this is Laura Dijkema, National Player of the Netherlands and now the setter on Omaha's newest professional team, Love Omaha Volleyball. League Volleyball is bringing the heat this year. Don't miss your chance to see Olympians, national players and national champions right here in Omaha from now through April. We can't wait to see you cheering for us in the stands. Visit lovboma.com to buy single match tickets to see me and Love Omaha Volleyball in action. Go Big Green!
Love is in the air, and so are big savings. It's the Big I Do event at Sartor Heyman Jewelers, South Point Pavilions, April 4th through the 6th. For 3 days only, enjoy 20% off all engagement rings and wedding bands, plus exclusive bridal collections from our top designers. Whether you're saying yes or I do, shop now for the year's best prices and selection. April 4th through 6th, Sartor Heyman Jewelers, South Point Pavilions.
Attention all Wings fans. Buffalo Wings and Rings has daily specials that will make you want to stop in on all days of the week. Kids eat free on Mondays, and on Tuesdays, enjoy 89-cent boneless or traditional wings at a price that makes the whole family happy. And come back on Wednesdays for $1.29 chicken tenders all day long. Get to Buffalo Wings and Rings today on 68th and O or in Williamsburg Village.
You don't have to cross your fingers when digging into the ground this spring. Start every project with a call to Nebraska 811 so utilities like LES can mark their buried lines and you can avoid injury and power outages.
This is Bill Mitchner, Executive Director of Lincoln Lighthouse. Did you know Lighthouse provides multiple programs for students such as one-on-one tutoring and mentoring, as well as pro-social skill exercises, while providing them a nourishing meal and a safe space during all months of the year, even during school breaks. Learn more or contribute to Lighthouse at lincolnlighthouse.org today.
Salt Mine City is not only Lincoln's newest brewery, but they're also now serving food. Enjoy a full menu of great items daily for lunch and dinner, like their peanut butter and jelly burger with bacon and cheddar cheese, or a Reuben sandwich served on Blackstone rye bread. Don't forget their beef or chicken nachos with guacamole, sour cream, jalapenos, and more. Wash it down with one of their 12 beers on tap, including the popular Single Axle Light American Lager. Salt Mine City, now open 11 a.m. every day but Mondays at 8th and R. Spring is here. It's time to get back outside and into proper shoes this year. Brown's Shoe Fit is the place to buy this spring with their sale on athletic shoes. Get $15 off any regular priced athletic shoes with respected brands like Hoka, Brooks, New Balance, and On Running. And don't forget, Browns carries a large arrangement of sizes and widths to fit your feet properly. Start your spring off right at Brown's Shoe Fit, just south of 66th and Q in Lincoln.
The electrical workers of Local Union 265 are now hiring licensed journeyman electricians from $32.50 to $42.50 per hour with paid benefits. And if you're looking for a new career, they're hiring apprentices at $19.50 per hour with paid benefits. Call the office at 402-423-4497 to apply. Start your electrical career today.
Get ready for spring by joining an evidence-based program to improve your health and well-being. These programs use proven strategies to help you make lasting changes, whether it's boosting nutrition, increasing activity, managing stress, or enhancing wellness. Invest in yourself today and feel your best this spring and beyond. Paid for by the Nebraska Department of Health and Human Services. Aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
Hi, it's Joel Norman, the voice of your Lincoln Stars hockey team. Tune in to 93.7 The Ticket to hear the latest on the Stars with myself, head coach Rocky Russo, and special player guests.
Rosie Sports Bar and Grill, open for lunch and dinner at 1501 Center Park Road.
Now back to The Drive with AD, Raff, and Ahman Gray on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
are back. We got Austin and AG both in Vegas. We got Raff in Huntsville, Alabama. Of course, me and Nick here at the mothership.
Before we get going, I want to tell you about our friends at Renew Your Auto. This segment brought to you by Renew. Call or text Nate, Eric, or David at 402-833-3858 or visit Renew online at renewyourauto.com. Raffy, what do they do best?
Everything.
That is right. From body shop, ceramic coatings, window tinting, spray and bed liners, paintless dent repair, rust proofing and undercoating, and so much more. They do it best. So give Nate, Eric, or David a text or a call today. That number, 402-833-3858, or you can learn more online at renewyourauto.com and see what Renew can do for you.
T-Rob is not unknown texter. T-Rob, I apologize because, brother, yesterday you texted in yesterday, and I seen that, and I asked around because you were in third place. So forgive us for not getting back to you. So we appreciate you, T-Rob. And Nick, I don't know how to put him in there. I know you know how to put that.
Yeah, I got you.
Nick will put you in there, T-Rob, so you will not be unknown texter, my brother. And the first place is $100 certificate to Buffalo Wild Wings and things. And then the second place is $75, third is $50. That's what Jake told me. Correct me if I'm wrong on that.
Yeah, I've unfortunately I've been around.
So Jake, Jake, correct me if I'm wrong, but Jake told me yesterday 100 for first place, T-Rob. Second place is $75, and third place is $50, along with other prizes.
Yeah,
and that you'll get along with that. So I'm imagining there'll be some maybe some gear, some T-shirts, maybe some hats and things of that nature for sure. But 100, 75, and 50. T-Rob. So forgive us for not getting back to you on that yesterday. So appreciate you for participating, man, and all of you. Austin, here's my thing. You look at the next game Nebraska's got 8:30 our time here that we'll be playing. What is your expectations for Nebraska going out? Obviously, they got today off, practicing, warming up, whatever, getting prepared for the next opponent. What's your expectations going into this game? And do you think they'll have the same starting five?
I can't imagine they'll switch it up. I mean, at this point, they are who we thought they were. There's no reason to believe that they will be anything different. Georgetown is an interesting sort of team. I mean, 18-15 overall, 8-12, 7th in the Big East this year. Really notable for them is that they are down a guy that was going to be a likely one and done, and Thomas Sorber on the inside. He was a really, really good stud player for them. I think other teams missing post players helps Nebraska, and I would say should push Nebraska in the direction I keep trying to nudge them, and that's playing with one big man, right? When did things turn for Nebraska? It's when Sean Phillips went out with his 5th foul for Arizona State yesterday. He wasn't doing amazing work, but Nebraska felt with him in the game, and then Bashir Jihad in there as well. For some reason, Nebraska thought they had to go big to counter that lineup, when the best defenders on Jihad all night long were Juwan Gary and then Cale Jacobson. So with a big man out for Georgetown, I would hope that Nebraska switches up the starting lineup. But at this point, why would I expect them to? They are who they are.
Yeah. Raff and AG, go ahead, my man.
Yeah, Austin, I was just wanting to know I know it was only the first day yesterday, but what is the vibe of the Crown? Like, it looked like attendance was a little down. Is it something that they're looking to continue going, or do you see this maybe only being like a 1-year thing?
Oh no, this is going to keep going, Raff. This is backed by Fox, and it's their attempt to make a splash in postseason play, because you have CBS and TBS, Turner carrying the majority of the men's and women's tournament. You have ESPN carrying the NIT. That's really been ESPN's flagship event in college basketball for the better part of, I think, at least 30 years now. It's been a while for the NIT and ESPN. So this is really Fox's attempt at becoming a player in this space. I think that they did a pretty decent job of getting some good enough power conference teams in it. I'm a big fan of Boise State, who's in it as well. Tyson Degenhardt's really good. Got to watch a little bit of him play yesterday. This isn't going anywhere. And for the first year, I'm not surprised attendance is the way it is. Music's a little loud. Speakers are probably turned up a little bit too high. And I'm sure if there were more people in the seats, maybe they're just wearing their chair costumes. Maybe the music would be the right level. But the music is really loud during timeouts. I think they could stand to turn it down. I will say shout out to Nebraska. I think of the games that I saw Nebraska had the best contingent of fans there. Nebraska was on both sides of the gym. And when the team was playing well, no, it wasn't a vintage, PBA or back in the day, Devaney Center crowd by any means. But you could definitely tell that Husker fans were present. They were loud when the team deserved it. So I'm pretty impressed with how Husker Nation showed up, and I'm curious to see if they get it done against Georgetown tomorrow night, how many more people come in for the weekend.
Well, I think there's a unique opportunity there with the NIL money. Like they're just saying, look, you if you win, you get NIL money.
Yeah, that's what this tournament's for. I mean, they're also, I say, taking a page out of the NBA, doing their preseason little tournaments that the NBA started a few years ago. So they're also, preparing players for that aspect. So all the pro leagues and I say all the colleges or college, NCAA or just the schools and Fox putting these little events together to kind of, I say, one, get the players ready for what they're going to face at the next level. But then obviously with the NIL too, as part of that. But for the game itself, like y'all talked about in terms of first half starts, they had a slow start, but then slowly came on and slow burn. It just seems like to me like they're figuring out slowly, and it's like unfortunately it took them this long, but figure out like this is how we should play and get to there faster than taking basically a whole half and then probably I'll say 75% of the second half to then make a push to get the lead, and obviously turn into making sure we don't make a whole lot of mistakes and not letting their big men dominate rebounds and get in foul situations. Like Jahad, he was at the foul line a lot because he was getting in there, gaining position, and then it was pretty much not much Berke or Mia could do. Or Andrew Morgan to do because the guy had position and then he's trying to make a shot and they're going to get fouled because they're the big guys. So they got to just do better at that in this game against Georgetown. And from a record-wise, Georgetown actually is going to be obviously a better matchup then because you thought watching the game in the first half that we'll have the lead. We were down most of the first half and then we, like I said, woke up. But then now we got a team that's evenly from a record standpoint evenly matched. So it's going to be interesting how this game starts.
Let me jump off on that really quick, right? We mentioned bad starts, and that's definitely a part of it. It's funny because when you think about a bad start, you think about the first 4 minutes or the first 8 minutes, and Nebraska's actually generally treading water there, despite the lineup that I'm not a fan of. Really, it's that middle section or that middle late section of the first half. So when we say bad start, I think what I've been meaning and implying is the first half in general. But I'd love to go back and track some of these Nebraska games because it was pretty even for Nebraska and Arizona State through the first 12 minutes or so, maybe even the first 15. But it was that last 5 of the first half or the last 8 of the first half that honestly gets Nebraska in more trouble than anything. Usually that's when a player goes out with 2 fouls for Nebraska, whether it's a Juwan Gary or if there's a postman that has it going, they'll get called for, some dumb ticky-tack foul that they didn't need to reach in on. So honestly, like Nebraska does tread water in the first 10-ish minutes. It's kind of that last 10 minutes, last 8 minutes, maybe the last 5 minutes of the first half that I think has us all saying bad start when really it's just going into halftime. There's a bitter taste in our mouth more often than not.
Austin, we've gone now like 35 minutes with you and not mentioned Sam Hoiberg and Cale Jacobson and their performances last night.
We did. We mentioned Sam.
Well, okay, yes, we mentioned what Sam does, right? But like not specifically last night. What I'm meaning though is from a big picture standpoint, is that Nebraska's blueprint to kind of be successful? Is find middle of the road guys that just love the game of basketball, from a money standpoint can probably get on a little bit of a discount. We mentioned the coaching, coach them up to be able to compete at this level. Nebraska, I feel like, is always going to be undersized in the Big Ten, and maybe go out and find another Bryce Williams from a Charlotte or whoever it is, because they're not going to be in play for the Power 5 transfers like maybe a Josh Dix realistically. And so is that the blueprint for Nebraska basketball, is to find a group of guys that get along really well, that just blend and do just the dirty stuff that nobody else wants to do?
I think that's a big part of it. I think that's a lot of basketball in general kind of in Nebraska's neighborhood, right? I don't think Nebraska can go so stars and scrubs heavy because I don't think Nebraska is a program that should be sinking its entire NIL budget into, getting one player and then surrounding it with a bunch of, we got to fill out the roster, right? I mean, look how that worked for Rutgers, right? You had Dylan Harper and Ace Bailey, guys that are both going to go in the top 5 of the upcoming NBA draft, and they missed every postseason. Rutgers didn't go to the NCAA tournament, not the NIT, and not even the Crown. I don't think Nebraska is an attractive enough destination right now to go out and, spend its entire NIL budget on one or two big name players and then just surround it with a bunch of, the other guys will figure it out around them. I do think there's something to be said for Nebraska, developing a Sam Hoiberg every year or a Cale Jacobson every year. It's guys that, you look at them and when you see that they're the 10th or 11th man off the bench, it's like, oh, great. Here we go again. Nebraska's down. Just got to survive these minutes. But no, Cale Jacobson proved that he is a Division I college basketball player. Sam Hoiberg has proven that time and time again. And how many other, schools in the Big Ten have done that, right? How many times has Michigan State plucked a guy out of nowhere you've never heard of? And maybe he's not a star, but he's a role player. Iowa in its scheme all the time. Wisconsin, year after year, they do that. That's how Northwestern thrives. When they have a guy develop beyond just a rotation guy, they're pretty good. When they have a bunch of just average rotation guys, they are what they are this year. So I do think that Nebraska continuing to churn out Sam Hoibergs and Cale Jacobsons is just part of being a Big Ten basketball team.
I think you're right, because I look back at like the early years of Fred Hoiberg, and it's tough to compare because there were so many other things and other factors going on. But it felt like rosters were just thrown together, and where you had like Hanif Cheatham and Dubio KK, and it was just a weird blend and combination of guys. What was it, like Kevin Cross, but bad Kevin Cross, because Kevin Cross goes to Tulane and is good. So like it's like you just throw guys together and hope it sticks. But then you look at some of the core guys on this team that have been here for multiple years. I think you hope that maybe a Braden Frager can turn into like what Sam Hoiberg has been able to give you in 2 or 3 years.
Janowski coming in and being a scorer.
Well, and Nick Janowski was a higher level recruit, so you kind of expect that from him.
But the one that comes to mind for me is Justin Bolus, right? That's a guy super under the radar. He was at Southeast Community College. That's a guy that you just find out of nowhere you develop. They like his athleticism. They think he can stretch the floor a little bit, gritty. We haven't seen him in action yet. He's redshirting this year. But if Nebraska can turn Justin Bolus into either a stretch 4 or maybe if they go super small and play him at the 5, that's incredibly intriguing to me. Strick and I talked about this a little bit. Nebraska men's basketball has failed with a resounding all caps, bold, underline, italic F- in high school recruiting. They have not gotten
Tell me how you really feel, Austin.
Production. That's how I really feel out of the high school ranks. I mean, name the last player Nebraska recruited out of high school that they've kept and gotten something out of. It's Sam Hoiberg, right? I mean, you can go up and down the list of guys. I did this during On the Block. Nebraska's got nothing, straight up nothing out of its high school recruiting classes, and for a variety of different reasons. But Nebraska has to start getting more consistent in that recruiting and developing some sort of a pipeline. Otherwise, it is just going to feel, even if they do get higher level talent than the first 3 years of Fred, like it is just a mismatch of thrown together guys.
Yeah, it's funny. It's funny because when you were saying and talking about Justin Bolus, the one guy I thought of was what they wanted Jervay Green to be. Like he comes from, and granted, he was a little higher, a little.
That's the number one JUCO player.
Yeah, it was the number one JUCO player. But what you wanted him to be, where he comes in and you hope that he was a shooter. He put up 50 points a couple of times in JUCO, like whatever it was. But overall, it didn't work out. Well, Justin Bolus, there's a little more time, right? We're not in the early stages of Fred Hoiberg where the cupboards are so depleted to where you needed Justin Bolus to come in and play right away. But maybe in the next couple of years, he is that guy that can come in and average 7 a game off the bench or whatever the case may be and provide some bigger minutes on a roster that's going to be undersized. I mean, that's just the case. Nebraska's not going to get multiple 7-foot guys. They're not going to go out and get and maybe more importantly, I shouldn't say they're not going to get guys that are 7 feet tall because they went out and got one this year, but 7-foot guys that move the way you need them to move in the Big Ten.
Well, perfect example. Look, the big guy that played for Arizona State. I mean, not only that in the Big Ten. What was the big man's name for Arizona State last night? Number 9.
Yeah, he fouled out.
Sean Phillips.
That dude can run the court, though, man. That dude was up and down the court last night. It'd be great to have a guy that big and that athletic.
And I'm sorry, but that's Braxton Mia. That's who he was at Fresno and at Washington, right? I know it's hard for Husker fans to hear, but that is what Braxton Mia could be. Nebraska just didn't use him that way. They didn't ask him to do that And that goes back to roster construction for me, because Nebraska finally had a vertical presence at the rim offensively and defensively, and they did not come anywhere close to maximizing what Braxton Mia could be.
Unknown texture 5162 before we go to break here.
Yeah.
It's a great point, especially local recruits. You're talking about recruiting, put together a team of the Nebraska high school players in D1 this year, and they'd be a top 25 team.
Yeah, and there's other factors in that. There's other factors in that, unfortunately. Like, it's easy for us from the outside to just be like, oh, look at that. You compile all the Nebraska recruits together and put them on a team, they're going to be good. I think like that's low-hanging fruit. But in all reality, yeah, if you collect one or two of those guys instead of the five, then yeah, you're probably off on a better foot.
Yeah, the thing I'm going to say that I agree with you on that point is, like, what the key is, we have to start getting those guys to come to Nebraska.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, and I say that's what I was going to say, because right now hearing the recruiting factor of really any sport for Nebraska players, for Nebraska athletes. But obviously, we were talking about basketball now. That you got to make sure that was always priority number one. I'll say that should be always priority number one of a coaching staff of in-state players that we know everything about them. Who, what, where, and why. Because obviously, those are the ones that we get them on our roster. Between having a good team, is going to put people in the seats as well. And then having you talk about everything we talked about, NIL and all that stuff, transfer portal being used. How much it would be used, probably not, because the kids are never going nowhere unless they're producing, obviously getting the play time to get the NIL and all that stuff. That's where you got to look at yourself. You got to do a observation and really critically say, okay, are we looking at the local kids here in the state of Nebraska first? Are we really doing our due diligence and really then reaching out to them? Are we communicating with the high school coaches and saying, hey, we want to come watch your practice. We want to come. We'll meet you at the holiday tournament, and sit there and talk with you and watch your team play. And then afterwards, let's chat it up a little bit when they got the time to do that. So that's where, not just Nebraska, but any school that wants to make sure they have the squad that's going to be competitive, and that's going to be one that I'll say gets them where they need to be. Their goals to the conference tournament, to the NCAA tournament. Those are the things you got to start looking at to get there and have that game plan. And make sure you execute it as a coaching staff, because then the players that you want on that roster will be the players that you want, and then be the players that you could develop and get them to the next level.
We know we got a huge emphasis on getting them here. AG and Austin, Raff, Nick. Austin, we appreciate you, man. Enjoy Vegas today. We'll probably have you tap in on Wednesday if you're available as well. Kind of give us kind of the pregame feel, what is going on there. Obviously, be quite early there for your time prior to the game, because it's a later game for you. 6:30 tip off at 8:30 for us. So it's just an hour difference compared to what the game was on last night on TV. But Austin, appreciate you, brother. Be safe, folks. We come back. We got one last.
And Austin, I'll say, if you got nothing to do, I'll put you on the list to get you in. I'm at the HyperX Arena. Our event starts around, I think, roughly 4 or 5 o'clock. I think 5 o'clock. So if you want to come in and watch myself, Humble Brag, T.O., his son, Tyrone Crawford, Sandy James is a Women's Football Alliance coach and player. Come watch us play some video games here at the HyperX Arena. Get you on the list, get you in, get some food, hang out. Just let you know.
Sounds good. I'll put it on my list. Appreciate you, AG. That's awesome.
You're welcome. Yep.
Appreciate y'all. Folks, we'll be right back. It's The Drive, 937 A Ticket.
Salt Mine City is not only Lincoln's newest brewery, but they're also now serving food. Enjoy a full menu of great items daily for lunch and dinner, like their peanut butter and jelly burger with bacon and cheddar cheese, or a Reuben sandwich served on Blackstone rye bread. Don't forget their beef or chicken nachos with guacamole, sour cream, jalapenos, and more. Wash it down with one of their 12 beers on tap, including the popular Single Axle Light American Lager. Salt Mine City, now open 11 a.m. every day but Mondays at 8th and R.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Koppel Chevrolet GMC, and March Madness is here, and Koppel is ready to rock and roll. We just closed the books on a tremendous February, and we're locked and loaded for a big March. True 0% APR is happening right now at Koppel on select new models. Plus, Koppel has over 10,500 off list on other select new models. Our pre-owned truck lot is full of late model low gyms as well. So make that short drive down 144th Street or check us out online at koppelcars.com. All deals with a roof credit, 0% is standalone.
Hog Wild's giant stuffed baked potatoes are anything but basic and really hit the spot when you're craving a little comfort food. Nothing is more satisfying than a Hog Wild baked potato loaded with butter, sour cream, cheddar cheese, bacon bits, and chives. Add your choice of a Hog Wild house-smoked meat like pulled pork, chicken, or brisket for a little extra. Order online at GoHogWild.com. Hog Wild Pit Barbecue, 3210 Cornhusker Highway in Lincoln.
But don't be late, we close at 8.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Sponsored by John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning.
We have a cloudy and windy day on tap for your Tuesday. A wind advisory will be in effect this afternoon. Wind gusts up around 40 miles an hour will be possible. We'll get up to 63 for a high temperature before some thunderstorms roll in, some of which could be strong to severe. Main threats would be for some large hail and some strong wind gusts. 64 for a high tomorrow. I'm meteorologist Aaron Dowden for 93.7 The Ticket and TicketFM.com.
Gaina Trucking is hiring CDL Class A and B drivers. Their strong team culture makes it not a job, but a career. Gaina Trucking offers health, vision, and dental insurance, 401k with company match, an employee assistance program, and other bonus programs. Build a better career today with great team culture at Gaina Trucking. Learn more and apply today at GainaTrucking.com.
This is Monster Jam. Big air, backflips, and all-out racing. Monster Jam, as big as it gets. The fun begins at the pit party, where you can meet the drivers, get autographs, take pictures, and see the trucks up close. Get your pit party pass at monsterjam.com today. Must have valid event ticket to enter pit party. Restrictions may apply. Rules and activities are subject to change. Visit website for event details. Coming to Pinnacle Bank Arena April 18th through 19th.
Spring is here. It's time to get back outside and into proper shoes this year. Brown's Shoe Fit is the place to buy this spring with their sale on athletic shoes. Get $15 off any regular priced athletic shoes with respected brands like Hoka, Brooks, New Balance, and On Running. And don't forget, Brown's carries a large arrangement of sizes and widths to fit your feet properly. Start your spring off right at Brown's Shoe Fit, just south of 66th and Q in Lincoln. Authentic Mexican food is not always easy to find, but you can find it in Lincoln at Tacos Los Hermanos. Their birria tacos are worth the drive from anywhere in town, but their chicken, chorizo, al pastor, and asada tacos are also worth the trip. You can also try any of those meats in a burrito or quesadilla. You won't find a better toppings bar in the area or better dessert options. If you can't get there, don't worry, they do deliver as well. Stop by Tacos Los Hermanos for lunch or dinner today at 70th and Havelock Streets in Lincoln. Advanced Medical Imaging is the largest radiology group in Nebraska, located in Lincoln at 7601 Pioneers Boulevard. At Advanced Medical Imaging, they utilize state-of-the-art technology and blend it together with their compassionate, skilled team to guide you through every step. Whether it's an MRI, CT scan, or X-ray, their precise diagnostics help your doctor deliver the best care plan for you. Choose clarity and comfort in your life by choosing Advanced Medical Imaging, located at 7601 Pioneers Boulevard and online at amimaging.com. Tailored Landscapes is actively preparing for spring. Things like new tree orders, getting equipment ready, and training staff to serve you the best they can. If you haven't already planned, now is the perfect time to figure out a maintenance plan for your yard. Tailored Landscapes is on the brink of spring cleanups for all their existing customers, and they have limited spots available. They trim trees and shrubs when needed and only mulch proper amounts. Give Tailored Landscapes a call at 402-432-2572 to set up a meeting with one of their designers and stop by the Tailored Life store in Bennett. If you're in Seward or Milford, listen up. Select Plumbing is now servicing your area with no trip charges from Lincoln. Select Plumbing works on a variety of issues for your home and business, including general plumbing, water heaters, faucet and fixture repair, underground sewer and water repairs, backflow testing, and more. Keep your property free from leaks and other issues. Call today for a free estimate at 402-560-6197. It's not just Lincoln, Waverly, and the surrounding area anymore. It's also Seward and Milford with no trip charges. Contact Select Plumbing to inquire at 402-560-6197. At Farm Bureau Financial Services, we strive to provide you with the right coverages for all your insurance needs by taking the time to meet with you and review what coverages best fit your needs. So whether you're in the market for home, auto, farm, business, life, or a combination of any of these coverages, we can help with making sure you, your family, or your business have the right coverage based on your individual needs. If you would like to review your insurance needs, please contact Ben Spurt with Farm Bureau Financial Services at 402-217-9945 or through email at ben.spurt@fbfs.com. ticketfm.com.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com. On the internet. KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket. Now back to The Drive with AD, Raff, and Ahman Green on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, folks, we are back. We're back. Raff, we need some doors taken care of. Maybe some pelting in the garage or some damage. If you're like me, you pull out and forget your garage doors not open yet. Years ago.
You hit golf balls into the back of your garage door.
No, I wasn't even that bad. I was just oblivious that I didn't put the door up yet. But Raff, what do we call
man.
it? That
Well,
happens,
first
man?
off, you started the car before even lifting the door.
Yeah, it was not good.
Anyway, sorry, go ahead, Raff.
Not a good morning.
Well, you definitely call it Doors Plus. If your garage door needs maintenance, you need an entirely new garage door, give Cameron Hall and his team a call today at 402-590-5800. Doors Plus is locally owned and handles everything from residential or commercial garage doors, garage door openers, safety tune-ups, or custom design. Visit DoorsPlusLLC.com to learn more. Doors Plus, garage doors, and more.
That's right. Hey, AG, I don't know if I misheard you. Did you say you were going to play video games with T.O.?
No, you heard me. And his son, T Squared. Tariq Owens and Terrell Owens, Terrell.
Oh, not Tom.
That's
not
crazy.
that T.O. So we playing NBA. We playing NBA 2K playgrounds. A little bit of Tony Hawk and Fortnite, and a couple rounds of Fortnite of that Fortnite. Hey, when y'all get a chance, look this up. Fortnite Death Run is one of the mini games within Fortnite universe, and so we're doing Fortnite Death Run, and then we're doing Fortnite. It's similar to Guitar Hero, so they got Fortnite musical area where you basically go to concerts within the game, and so we're playing. Mustard is going to be here too, the Kendrick Lamar's DJ, and we're going to be playing his song, so we got to play his song on our controllers tonight or this afternoon. Yeah, tonight and this afternoon. So it's going to be a fun event.
That's wild. That's wild.
Yeah.
Raffy, what you got today, my friend?
All right, everybody. Today's Raff's Good Take goes out to the U.S. Women's Junior National Softball team. They went down to Acapulco and they went 8-0 and they won a gold medal in the Pan Am Games. And the reason for that is Lincoln's very own Reagan Brandt. She is on that team, and today is her birthday. So I just wanted to wish her a very happy birthday also. And it's just cool to see her on the national stage winning gold medals. So the softball team and Reagan, you guys are Raff's Good Take.
There you go.
Nice.
That's awesome, man. AD attitude adjustment for the day, folks, is this: cherish your relationships. Again, I've just been thinking a lot about the Noonan family and just how quickly life can change at the drop. I mean, like literally within a second, man. So again, cherish those relationships, your family, etc. But cherish those because things can change pretty quick, man. AG, what you got, my man?
Man, just like thinking about today and like talking about college basketball, talking about our men that are playing in the Crown. So tournament there that's brand new to college basketball. Just got to look at it where, if you got the talent around you, you got the players that basically want to get the job done, make sure that you kind of focus up. Because, being in these games, I say, remember my sophomore year, we had a rough year that year. We lost, 2 games. And at that time, losing 2 games was the end of the world.
Yeah.
But I remember we losing to Arizona State and coming back from that game, coming from flying back to Arizona to Lincoln, all in my head was, I just want to make it right. So that whole week, my head, I was like, I wanted to practice the way I want to, to get that next win. To then when we get that next win, then we're going to start over again and then get the second win and get the third win. And then all that. And then that's what we did. We basically went 12-0 after that, or 11-0 to end up playing Texas in the Big 12 championship game. So just make sure you keep your mind focused. You have a tough game. You know what? Just get ready for the next game. It's a mental thing because the physical part will work into itself, but the mental side is making sure you keep your head tight and focus up.
Raff, take us home, my man.
All right, everyone. Have yourselves a great April Fool's Day. Be nice to each other. And in the words of TL, that's my video game, or that's my quarterback, however that goes.
That's my quarterback. That's that's it.
See you, everyone.
Yeah.
This is Monster Jam. Big air, backflips, and all-out racing. Monster Jam, as big as it gets. The fun begins at the pit party, where you can meet the drivers, get autographs, take pictures, and see the trucks up close. Get your pit party pass at monsterjam.com today. Must have valid event ticket to enter pit party. Restrictions may apply. Rules and activities are subject to change. Visit website for event details. Coming to Pinnacle Bank Arena April 18th through 19th.
Authentic Mexican food is not always easy to find, but you can find it in Lincoln at Tacos Los Hermanos. Their birria tacos are worth the drive from anywhere in town, but their chicken, chorizo, al pastor, and asada tacos are also worth the trip. You can also try any of those meats in a burrito or quesadilla. You won't find a better toppings bar in the area or better dessert options. If you can't get there, don't worry, they do deliver as well. Stop by Tacos Los Hermanos for lunch or dinner today at 70th and Havelock Streets in Lincoln.
Hi, it's Joel Norman, the voice of your Lincoln Stars hockey team. Tune in to 93.7 The Ticket to hear the latest on the Stars with myself, head coach Rocky Russo, and special player guests.
If you're in Seward or Milford, listen up. Select Plumbing is now servicing your area with no trip charges from Lincoln. Select Plumbing works on a variety of issues for your home and business, including general plumbing, water heaters, faucet fixture repair, underground sewer and water repairs, backflow testing, and more. Keep your property free from leaks and other issues. Call today for a free estimate at 402-560-6197. It's not just Lincoln, Waverly, and the surrounding area anymore. It's also Seward and Milford with no trip charges. Contact Select Plumbing to inquire at 402-560-6197.
The electrical workers of Local Union 265 are now hiring licensed journeyman electricians from $32.50 to $42.50 per hour with paid benefits. And if you're looking for a new career, they're hiring apprentices at $19.50 per hour with paid benefits. Call the office at 402-423-4497 to apply. Start your electrical career today. Spring sports are here and it's time to upgrade your equipment. But don't go rushing to your big box store. Play It Again Sports is your place to go for all spring sports equipment for baseball, softball, golf, and disc golf. Play It Again Sports has quality, slightly to gently used equipment, and 50% of their inventory is actually new equipment. And don't forget, buying from them is a great way to get new products with great discounts by also bringing in your used items for store credit or cash on the spot. Play It Again Sports at 48th and Vine.
You don't have to cross your fingers when digging into the ground this spring. Start every project with a call to Nebraska 811 so utilities like LES can mark their buried lines and you can avoid injury and power outages.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Brought to you by Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
We have a cloudy and windy day on tap for your Tuesday. A wind advisory will be in effect this afternoon. Wind gusts up around 40 miles an hour will be possible. We'll get up to 63 for a high temperature before some thunderstorms roll in, some of which could be strong to severe. Main threats would be for some large hail and some strong wind gusts. 64 for a high tomorrow. I'm meteorologist Aaron Dowden for 93.7 The Ticket and ticketfm.com.
Rosie Sports Bar and Grill, open for lunch and dinner at 1501 Center Park Road.
This is